Hello and welcome to the United Stand. I had no audio there. How are we all doing? Manchester United versus Chelsea, the big one. We must win. I think we will win. The team news is going to come in any second, actually in the next 60 seconds or so. Lots and lots of rumours about what this team's going to be. I've seen Matic, McTominay, Pogba in a midfield three. I've seen a back five with no Pogba, Martial, Lingard or Rashford. But what I have seen consistently is Martial and Rashford, Lingard not on the team, and Amata, Sanchez and Lukaku front three. So we'll see what happens with that. We'll see what happens with it. Interested to see what's going to happen with that team news. Lots of people nervous, I expect. Just a little bit of news. Fosu Mendes playing centre-back for Crystal Palace against the mighty Harry Kane at the moment. Nearly gave a penalty away in the first half, but it's still 0-0. So good little bit of news in relation to Fosu there. But with regards to the Manchester United team news, it's about to come out and we'll be reacting to that very, very soon. Manchester United starting lineup. Martial starts. So Andy Ritchie was right the other day. Lots of positivity around Manchester United there. No Lingard, no Rashford. I was quite surprised about that. So the team news is De Gea in goal, Valencia, Lindelof, Smalling, Young. That won't please some people. No Bailly, no Shaw, McTominay, Matic, Pogba, Sanchez, Lukaku, Martial. Very, very pleased with that front three. Very, very pleased with that front three. Midfield three. I probably would have thrown Lingard in there, but I'm not going to, I've got no issues with it. There's nobody else really. And who else have we got? De Gea, Valencia, Lindelof, Smalling, Young, McTominay. So yeah, not Bay's on the bench with Joel Pereira, no Romero, Luke Shaw, Carrick, Mata, Lingard, Rashford. So it's a strong bench. It's amazing how perception of a Manchester United team changes when, personally for me, Anthony Martial is playing. I think really, really positive about that. So very, very pleased indeed. I would like to have seen Eric Bailly playing, but I don't know. I suppose he maybe feels he's just not fit enough at the moment. I don't know. I can't give you an answer on that. I fully expected Luke Shaw to not to play, so that doesn't bother me. But as I said before, whatever his team had been today, and a part of me is, I suppose a part of me is like relaxed anyway, because I wasn't expecting Martial to start. A part of me thought Pogba might not start for some reason, but I was totally ready to just be like, look, at the end of the day, we need a performance today. So whatever the team was going to be, you've just got to give it and let it run its course. Matthew McFadden's made a contribution already. Remember, you can do that through the super chat option, which is the $1. It gets busy on the watch along, so if you want a definite readout, we just make sure you do it through that. Although we'll try and get through as many as possible anyway. Matthew says, decent lineup, 4-3-3, which is good. Martial starting 2. Yet to be convinced by McTominay, but this could be a game to really announce himself. Look, I've said my bit on McTominay, and I don't want to say anything else about him because I think people misconstrue it as me not liking the player. It's nothing to do with that. It's a bit like Matthew. I've not seen it yet. I've not seen it. And the myth that Mourinho tried to get put out on Wednesday night, that he put Banega in his pocket, he didn't. Banega was one of the best players on the pitch. Now, McTominay still had a good game though, but he didn't put him in his pocket. But today is a day where he's going to come up against a decent side, and I would hope that he can put in a performance, because we do need to see one from Scott. I will get you the team lineup in a moment, but I'm very anxious as well, just to confirm to you what the Chelsea lineup is. So let's go and have a quick look at that, which I should be able to get up on the screen for you anyway. Removing that. Okay, so Manchester United versus Chelsea. Let's have a quick look. The lineup. So we've got De Gea, 4-3-3 obviously for United as expected. This is through the FOTMob app. It's free to download on Android and on Apple. Download it free, link in the video description. So we know the United side. Alvaro Morata for Chelsea starts. Eden Hazard and Willian. That's a good front three. Come on, let's be honest, that's a good front three. But does it not make you more excited? This is a massive game. Mourinho versus Conte. This is absolutely huge today. This is why I love football so much. I'd much rather be playing a game like this than bloody Palace at home, where we're expected to win. Come on, we need to win. A draw and we're still second because Liverpool's got a better goal difference. We've got to win. So, Courtois in goal, Rudiger, Christensen and Azpilicueta, Victor Moses, Alonso. It's effectively a back five when they're defending. Danny Drinkwater. Suddenly McTominay is looking at this thinking, I can have some of that. Kante, obviously good. Eden Hazard, Willian, Alvaro Morata. Their weak spot is Danny Drinkwater straight away. And our midfield three should be better than their midfield. They are struggling. I'm surprised that they haven't played Fabregas. But on the bench for us, as you can see, Pereira, Bay, Luke Shaw, Juan Mata, Lingard and Carrick. And on their bench, they've got Caballero, Cahill, Emerson, Cech Fabregas, Zabacosta, Pedro and Olivier Giroud. So decent lineup. Match facts, let's have a quick look. As we know, we've lost 2 in our last 5, but so have they. In fact, same records, 2 wins, 2 losses, 1 draw. Martin Atkinson, the referee. God, I'm glad I never knew that all week. Martin Atkinson, the referee, the Chelsea fan. Great. Absolutely great. Manchester United have won just one of their last 14 matches in all competitions against Chelsea. I did not know that. Chelsea will looking to do the league double over Manchester United for the 4th time. But it's never been... Mourinho's never had a team do a double over him. Okay, link in the video description for FOT Mode. We'll be coming back to that throughout, but you can download it free there, get all your match information. Yeah, it's a big game. It's a very big game, isn't it? And I'm kind of happy, says Ian Forward. Awful referee, says David Lloyd. Superb game this is going to be. Feeling positive, says Friend 2018. I nearly lost you all then. Especially if one of the mids of the 2 is Drinkwater, better for us, for Andrew K. That was the first thing I spotted, Andrew, and I think everybody has as well. Drinkwater playing for them is their midfield. It's a perfect game for Scott McTominay. Absolutely perfect game for him to come in. And Pogba as well. So my confidence levels are good. I'm happy with that United team. Obviously, we were having the chat last night about Anthony Martial and what an important player he is for United. And I think he's been brilliant this season. So I'm very, 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 very happy about it. And I'm very happy with the fact that I think Mourinho will have them up for it. And also, I think it flies in the face of everybody who was trying to say, "Oh, you know what? He's lost the dressing room and this, that." I don't see that. With that selection today, it doesn't look to me for 1 minute like he's lost the dressing room at all. It looks to me like that is a team that's got the right sort of players up in it. Yeah, let's get 1,000 likes, everybody. We want 1,000 likes. We want that win today. Superstition on the United stand. Box to box, Pogba, says Fish 6798. Look, it's... Matthew McFadden says, McTominay is someone on Call of Duty who gets the same kills as deaths. A 5-5 every game. I think we can get by with McTominay today, even if he doesn't have even if he just has an okay game. I think we'll be okay. I think Matic is motivated because it's his former club. Pogba will be motivated. You can't underestimate the power of the. You can't underestimate the power of the. Seb's loving it. He's so happy that Martial's starting. You can't underestimate the power of the Old Trafford crowd. And as I've said before, we've got 5 of our next 6 games at Old Trafford. And I think that's going to be very significant. But this game is just not one I've ever felt that we could lose, because you've got this Mourinho versus Conte element to it, which just makes it personal, which makes it very, very important to Jose Mourinho. Now, for me, as a Manchester United fan, and I'm sure you're all the same as well, I don't really give a damn about the Conte Mourinho thing. It's interesting, and I want Mourinho to win because Conte is a bit of a pain in the backside. But ultimately, I want Manchester United to win, and I want Manchester United to be back above Liverpool in a couple of hours' time. So that's my motivation in this. And but I think there's so many things that will go our way because of it. I'm just writing out the team for you. Lingard, Rashford. Is that the amount? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, okay, we're done. Right, team news is going on the bottom for you. Anybody who's joined a bit late. But De Gea, Valencia, Smalling, Lindelof, Young, Matic, McTominay, Pogba, Sanchez, Martial, Lukaku. And then the bench, you've got Pereira, Carrick, Shaw, Bailly, Lingard, Mata, Rashford. So all in all, probably about as strong as we can be at the moment. Injuries wise, obviously, pretty much, you know, I do think about all our injuries, and to be fair, out of all the injuries we've got at the moment, they're not... I mean, Mourinho could use them as an excuse, but actually, the only one that really bothers me, well, two, Ander Herrera and Rojo would be nice to have available, but I'm not particularly bothered about... You know, we've not had Zlatan all season, Phil Jones, yeah, we've got defenders, Fellaini, you know... I think this is pretty much United at their best at the moment with the team that they've got. I'm worried about Lindelof, to be honest. He's not been playing Premier League games regularly, says FIFA Devils. Well, I think the big performances we're looking for today are going to have to be Valencia and Young. Willian and Hazard are their biggest threats at the moment. I think Morata, Lindelof and Smalling can deal with Morata. I mean, we dealt with Morata at Stamford Bridge until Phil Jones went on a stadium tour and left him. We'll be fine there. Abinan, he says McTominay and Matic will free Pogba. SGS is happy with the lineup. Pooja says it looks like Martial's on the right and that's not good. Look, if he's starting, isn't he? That's the main thing. And but we all know that signing Sanchez just to play on the left wing has perplexed a few people. But just watching the Palace Spurs game there. Mark, talk about Sanchez, says Kieran. Well, it's a very important game for Alexis Sanchez. I think it's very important. I saw a lot of stick last night on social media for Lukaku because big media accounts were taking a pop at Lukaku, saying, "Oh, he's, you know, I think against the top sides he's not scored in 8 games or something like that." And the reality is, well, as far as I remember, didn't Morata? Well, Morata scored against us. Who's had the better season? It's Lukaku, hands down, had a better season than Morata, but Morata scored against us. So stats can be very deceptive. Of course, we want Lukaku to start scoring against the top sides, but he's had a better season than Morata, who did score against us. So I'm not that fussed. Pawan says, "Why no Mata?" I'm very pleased that Mata's not playing, to be honest. I'd rather see Martial start. That's my personal choice. If you're a Mata fan and you think he should have started, I suppose looking at it from a point of view that Mata started against Huddersfield, he started midweek, he always gets subbed off after 70 minutes. I suppose there was a big hint there that Mata probably wasn't going to start 3 games in a week. Darth Vader, I'm with you. I don't think Anthony Martial needs to prove anything. Ashley Johnson says, "Stop defending Lukaku, he's rubbish." I like Lukaku. What I would say though, and I don't necessarily think today was the day to do it, but it's 2 years to the day that Marcus Rashford made that amazing debut and scored 2 goals on his debut at Old Trafford against FC Midtjylland in the Europa League. And I feel that he is a player that 2 years on, I think for 18 months, development. I think the last 6 months, Rashford started to regress. And I think he's regressing because he's being used as a winger and he's not being used. He's hardly playing up front. Now, I don't think anybody genuinely thinks Marcus Rashford needs to go out on loan. And Gary Neville made a good point about it this week, that if he's young, he's playing games, that's a positive. He's not worried. But I do think the next year for Marcus Rashford's really important. And if he was to have another year like this, where Lukaku's never subbed, he's never dropped, and Rashford's really just playing for wing places, that's no good for Marcus Rashford. Marcus Rashford's not a winger. Marcus Rashford is a striker. And I do agree that he should be coming on in games with 20 minutes to go when Lukaku's not had a good game. Or, you know, maybe give Lukaku a bit of a rest. Because I think it was only January time that Mourinho was talking about Lukaku, saying he's played so many games this season. And then you think, yeah, but that's not an excuse, Jose. You're picking him every game. You're playing him in the League Cup. You're playing him in dead rubber games. Give Rashford a run up front. So I would like to see Rashford getting more game time up front. But I am a big fan of Lukaku. And I just think that at the end of the day, the way he's managed doesn't help Rashford. I think, you know, Lukaku himself I like, but I would like to see Rashford getting a bit more game time up front. I want a Cardi, says Man United forever. Yeah, I'd like a Ferrari. Bay's fitness must still be a bit questionable, says Matthew O'Hara, otherwise he has to be playing. Rashford should be challenged, says Valdrin. This Spurs game is 0-0, says Patrick. I've got it on. Yeah, it is. Fosu Mensah playing centre-back against Harry Kane. I think he's had a good game, although he did give a penalty away, but it was offside. Keir J, let's get rid of you. Have we got any mods on today? I'm sure we has. You can go. Matthew McFadden's on, of course he is, yes. That defence is an accident waiting to happen, says Louis Mooney. Golden Veteran says, hi Mark, Manchester United versus Chelsea lineups already. Well, it is going on the bottom of the screen for you, but I can get them up. I can get it up for you very, very quickly. That's what she said. Okay. So, FOTMOB app, link in the video description. You can follow Manchester United on there like I do. Get all your latest Manchester United news on there. All your stats, all your news. Stats, United versus Chelsea. Dyer has no regrets over Manchester United snub. I didn't know he had snubbed us. Who will McTominay play for? Manchester United. But that's not where I wanted to go. I want to go Manchester United versus Chelsea. Lineup. And then you've got Manchester United there. De Gea, Valencia, Smalling, Lindelof, Young, Pogba, left side at midfield. Matic centrally. McTominay to the right. Martial right hand side. Sanchez left hand side. Lukaku up front. But Chelsea... Courtois in goal, Christensen, Rudiger and Azpilicueta, Moses, Alonso, Danny Drinkwater, Kante, and then that front three, which is, it does look good. Eden Hazard, Willian, especially those two. Morata's not had a great season, but he'd be looking to prove something maybe as well. You know, he thought he was coming to United in the summer. Real Madrid didn't work out, and he's a Chelsea player, so he'll be looking to get another goal against us. But I think that weakness is there, the midfield of Danny Drinkwater. He's not somebody we should be worried about too much. So hopefully, for once, United can grab hold of a midfielder. The stats haven't started yet. Head-to-head, 7 wins, 6 draws, 9 wins. We did win there, famously, last April. I was there, 2-0 United. And if we get anything like that, I think we'll be all right. Link in the video description for FOTMOB. We'll be going through that throughout the game, looking at stats and individual stats and all that jazz. But the link in the video description is there. And that just reminds me of something, actually, I did want to bring up. I really did think that maybe Rashford or Lingard might start this game because they were so good in that Chelsea game a year ago. And of course, I know what people will say straight away. It was a year ago, a lot's changed. Of course it has. But what Rashford and Lingard are Manchester United lads who've come through the youth setup, who get what it's all about. And I think they get the crowd rocking in the first 5 minutes. But Mourinho, at the moment, he's sort of turned his back on Lingard. It's quite funny. Some people would say that's a good thing, but he seemed to be obsessed with Lingard throughout January. Last few games, he's not used him at all. I don't think he started the FA Cup game. He didn't start against Sevilla. He's not started here. So big week for United and Lingard not involved. Same for Rashford, although he has come back from an injury. It's all about McTominay in the youth setup at the moment. What do I think about De Gea? Jake Kavanagh. Very easy question. Best goalkeeper in the world. What would Paul Scholes and Beckham do to this United side, says Kyle Gents. I think it's quite an interesting thing as to where David Beckham might fit into this current United side, you know, because we don't really play with that right midfielder. But Scholes would be very good in a midfield three, of course he would. Alex Crossland said he fell in love with Herrera. It's a shame Herrera's not fit, because I think Herrera would have played today, probably in the place of McTominay. But in fairness to McTominay, Andrew Ellis says he's average, like Jose. But what I would say about McTominay is in a midfield three, we've got nobody else. I mean, if Fellaini was fit, he'd play Fellaini. I'd rather see McTominay play than Fellaini. So I ain't got a problem with the kid playing in this game. And I hope he has a good game, because you know, the only other option really is Carrick, isn't it? So and I wouldn't want to see Carrick and Matic in the same team. Martin Atkinson being the ref, is interesting. He's a Chelsea fan. Officially he's not a Chelsea fan, but anybody who's watched United Chelsea games over the years where he's managed, he's refereed the game, well, or managed it, it has been difficult. Michael Wonder says, hitting that like button. We want 1,000 likes before kick-off. I think we'll do it. We've still got 40 minutes or so. Thank God Fellaini isn't fit, says Minnie. Exactly. I would rather McTominay was playing instead of Fellaini, because he's more mobile. Tundi says, I'm praying that Ashley Young has a good game. This sort of game, I think Ashley Young's got to push that way. If he defensively, we all know that Ashley Young's not the best. He's got to push the other way. And if he does that, I think we'll be okay. What else? What else? What else? McTominay will boss the midfield. It's good. That's what we want to hear. We want to hear that McTominay's going to boss the midfield. We come back to you. I've nearly lost you all again there. Sorry, my computer's just got a mind of its own today. I think it's because I was moving my hand over there. What I did want to do is just very quickly. We always forget to do this. Hopefully it's there. Oh, I bet I've moved it. Manchester United versus Chelsea. So that was my predicted team. The team that I thought Mourinho would pick. How many have I got right? De Gea, obviously. Valencia, Young, Smalling. Bailey's wrong. Rashford's wrong. Lingard's wrong. So 8 out of 11. That's not great. It's not great. 8 out of 11. But would you rather that team that I predicted he would play or the team that we've actually picked? And to be honest with you, obviously Bailey and Smalling I think would be better than Lindelof. Matic, Pogba, Lingard. I think that would have been a more offensive midfield three. But would you, the Pogba lovers, would they be happy with that? Would they rather McTominay in a more, defensive midfield three? Rashford, I would rather Martial started, to be honest. So, I did think we would play Matic, Lingard and Pogba as a midfield three to get at them a bit, but maybe he's going a little bit more cagey. That's Mourinho's way, I suppose. Joe Raymond says, just saw in the papers that if Mourinho doesn't leave, Pogba will go. I think we can, thanks for the contribution, Joe. You can do that through the super chat, $sign at the bottom. Look, I don't think there's any truth in that. I think if Pogba's looking to leave Manchester United because of Mourinho, then I don't think Pogba would play in this game. I think the press are just building problems against us, and that's what they always do. So I don't see that happening. I think the game today is so exciting because it's so defining. It's a season-defining game, and I know we've said that a few times, and it can be a little bit of a cliche, but it is a season-defining game. We are 3 points ahead of Chelsea. Win this game, we go 6 points ahead, which is quite a big gap when you're pretty much going to be in March. I think the next league game's in March, so that is a big gap. You've got 6 points clear if we win. We're back in second above Liverpool. We win a big game, a big statement game. The press will want Mourinho to lose this. They'll want Conte to go to Old Trafford and beat him because of all the trouble that's been going on between them. So if we win it, it's just a positive spin, and the team will take a lot of confidence from that as well. If we lose it, then we're still third, but Chelsea will be level with us on points. We'll be behind Liverpool. There will be that gap there. We'll have lost to a rival for the top four who will have momentum. Confidence will continue to drop. There'll be a lot of scrutiny around Mourinho, gobbing off in January against Conte, and then Conte comes to Old Trafford and beats him. He'll have to deal with all that. So it's a massive, massive game from that point of view. But of all those negative things that can go wrong, I think that's the biggest reason I think we're going to win this game, because I just can't see United not winning it. I think this is the sort of game that Mourinho wins. The players have got to turn up, though. I did say that last night, and I think everyone would agree. The players have got to turn up. That formation, that team that's been given out. Thank you. It's a good team. It's a good team. It's a good lineup, and I think good defending by Fosu Mensah there. Shame about the ball out, but yeah, it's a good team. It's a good lineup, and there shouldn't be any excuses in relation to the team that Mourinho's put out. At the end of the day, I want Luke Shaw to play. Well, Luke Shaw's not necessarily going to win us the game as opposed to Ashley Young. Ashley Young could have a terrible game like he did against Spurs, and that would be on Mourinho, of course. He picks the team. But from an attacking point of view, you've got Pogba in that left midfield role. You've got Matic and McTominay, which is basically the only two he can play in there. You've got an attacking three of Lukaku, Sanchez and Martial, which most people like to see. So, I'm very confident we're going to win this. My score prediction is going to be 2-0, but are you expecting a tactical masterclass, says Soph E. Not to the extent I think we saw last time. I think last time he picked a weird team in April last year. He picked a weird team and nobody saw what was coming, and basically you had Herrera man-to-man marking Hazard. I don't see anybody in that United team capable of man-to-man marking Hazard because they haven't got the pace. McTominay and Matic, that would be a disaster. He could say to Valencia do it. He could say to Ashley Young to do it, but then you lose your balance of what United like to go down the width for. So I don't think we're going to man-to-man mark anybody today. I think it's going to be about our game, and I think in many ways that's a good thing. Last year we were struggling. Chelsea were going for the title, and that respect was there. I think this year we've got to be better than them and play our game. Chelsea have not had a great season. Happy birthday to Lynn Hall. Didn't even know. Snaps has just said it. The moderator Snaps. Cheers for that, pal. Happy birthday to Lynn. United Stand live comments. Legend that she is. So happy birthday, Lynn. I hope they will get a good result for you today. Dylan Macriel is very excited about the game. Glory, glory, Manchester United. Robert Fahy says, Mark, it's a massive game for Pogba on the left in the midfield three in a big game. No excuses now. Spot on. You know, there's got to be some focus on the players today. I think Mourinho... Look, we're all going to have one or two players that we would change. Some people said, where's Mata? You know, I'm saying I'd rather see Martial. So we're never all going to agree anyway. But it's not a dreadful lineup. It's not a dreadful formation. I don't think at this point anyone can really have any major issues with that formation that Mourinho's picked. As I said, I probably would have liked to see Lingard or... I don't know whether they're just giving a penalty in the Spurs game. I probably would have liked to see Lingard in a midfield three. Oh, he's got to be booked for that. Dele Alli, he's a diving cheat. If they've got a penalty for that, Spurs. Oh, it's just I mean the contact from the keeper's there, but he's dived before it's even there. Don't think he's even booked him. Certainly not a penalty anyway. Mark, who do you think is the best player, Alexi or Hazard? Interesting. I mean, it's just on any other week. I think that would be a really relevant topic. I think I think it would be something that people would be talking about. But there's so many other subplots to it that it's never really been discussed, has it? Hazard against Sanchez really should be a discussion. But they both had a weird season as well. I think last season it would have been more of a debate and more people probably would have said Hazard. But I think Alexis Sanchez is a really good player. He's got to turn up as well. You know, he's a new signing. Give him a bit of time. But I'm not convinced that Sanchez has really hit the ground running. His effort levels sort of mask some of his poor performances, really. But as with most attackers, it's very. I always find it very harsh to be harsh on people like Lukaku and Sanchez, because we know the midfield is where Manchester United's problem is at the moment. We're 100 people away from 1,000 likes, which is a superstition thing on the United Stand. It doesn't always work, but 1,000 likes before kick-off is something we like to do, and it makes us feel like we might win. Keep sharing the video. Got over 3,000 people watching, which is great. Remember, if you're new to the United Stand, subscribe. You've found a great community. We're on that road to 200,000 subscribers. Could get up to 196 today. So remember, if you're new, click that subscribe button. Bottom right hand corner is the icon there. Get your notifications and get involved. 2-0 is what I'm going to go with. Wahab says, why isn't Luke Shaw not starting? Because he prefers Ashley Young. I mean, he prefers Ashley Young. He is the manager. This is his pick. If it goes right, it goes right. Mr. Exclusive, I've just seen one of your comments, so they are coming. Milankovic Savic assisted 4 goals today. Yeah, his price just went up. Are you worried about McTominay, Man United, Herbert? No, you know what? Look, I do listen to what you lot have got to say, and I've said my bit. Matthew McFadden said it at the start. He's not convinced by McTominay. I'm not convinced by McTominay, but look, he's a young kid. Maybe I've been a little bit harsh on him because I just don't get it. But actually, if we wanted to play a midfield 3 today, he had to play because Herrera's injured, Fellaini's injured, and I wouldn't play Carrick in a midfield 3 with Matic. So he's got to play today. Fosu Mensah and Twansibi aren't here. Pereira's not here. There's nothing in the youth that's good enough to come and play in that midfield position. So McTominay playing makes sense. And as I keep saying, if I've got a choice between Fellaini and McTominay, I guarantee a lot of people would say Fellaini for his experience, but I'd still go McTominay because McTominay is closer to the sort of player I want to play for Manchester United than Fellaini, who's slow and can't pass the ball. McTominay's quicker and he's got a better passing range. So I would choose McTominay over Fellaini anyway. If Herrera was fit, I would play Herrera, but he's not. So if we wanted to play a midfield 3 today, the only other option was to play Lingard in there, which I probably would have done just to be a bit more attacking, but that's too attacking for Jose. David M. Chelsea had their best game of the season midweek. Bay and Shaw need to be in the starting 11. I'd take Liverpool reject John Joe Shelby over McTominay, says David M. There's a lot of people turning on McTominay, isn't there? I've never really noticed that before. Massive game. Massive game for him. But there's a lot of United players who've got a massive game. Anthony Martial comes back into the team. I can't see United losing either, said Jamie. Mourinho has had lots of stick this season, even though we have stayed second most of the season. The media would rip him apart if we lost. Yeah, he knows that. He knows that. Bay isn't starting. He's not. No, I know. He's not in my team. He's not in the lineup. What? We need to move the ball quick for us to win from back to front. Alec Campbell, sort of the line we've had all season, isn't it? We do need to move the ball quickly. Big BJ's Art of Success says, before every big game you always complain about referees and you're saying if we lose the players didn't turn up, but if we win it was Jose. You know, sometimes you read a comment and you think, why did I read that comment? Right, for a start, I think this is the first time I've mentioned the referee before the game this year, and I think most people will back me up on that. Second point, if we lose, the players didn't turn up, but if we win, it was Jose. Yeah, well, I haven't said that at all. You can't say that, because what if Ashley Young gets absolutely mullered by Willian and Willian scores a hat-trick? Well, that's on Mourinho for not picking Luke Shaw, isn't it? So, and I've also said that. In fact, I'm just moving on from that comment because it's just totally and utterly a troll comment. Anna Rodan says, Mad Marcus, is he in the live comments? I haven't seen him. Young will be exploited by Willian. You heard it here first, says Lazy Singh. And Boy says, the same people who say McTominay is trash are the same people who call Carrick underrated. They're very similar, except Scott has less experience and isn't Carrick. Interesting. McTominay shouldn't play against Chelsea. He's not ready, says Valdrin. I think the fact that Drinkwater's playing helps, because Drinkwater's not great. It would have helped even more if Bakayoko had played. I've got to read this. Elmer says, lies. You mentioned the ref before the City game and his bias against Man United. Yeah, somebody just said I mentioned the referee every game. Get your calendar out and see when we played Man City and how many games there's been in between it. My God, some people are just really, really on edge at the moment, aren't they? Get yourself some calms. Relax. Stop attacking each other. It really winds me up. Any Barcelona fans around, says Janaya? Doubt it. 1-1 draw. Sanchez and Willian to score, says Peshma. See, I don't think a draw is a good result for United today. We'll still be behind Liverpool on goal difference, and Chelsea would still only be 3 points behind us, and 3 points is one slip, and we've got Liverpool coming to us soon. We need to win this game today. It's not a draw is not good. Look, I refuse to get into the what happens if we lose argument, because you know full well that, you know, there's going to be a problem if we lose, isn't there? People are going to overreact. You know, that first 24 hours after any game, people overreact. But I just don't see us losing this game today. I really don't. Sorry, I've just remembered something. I've just remembered I haven't heard from Flex all day. And that's pretty important, because when you're going to say, "Oh, we will be doing fan cams," and it's not unusual for me and Flex not to speak on match day, but it's certainly not a routine. He's there. I've just seen it on Twitter. He's there. Good. Okay, let me come back to you lot on the live comments. Martial's going to score the winner. How's my throat, says Karen. It's not bad. I've got to be a little bit careful, but you know what? I don't mind losing it if we win. What are my opinions of Pereira on the bench, says Swervy. Well, it's not Andreas Pereira, it's Joel Pereira, the keeper. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on with Aman Romero. Again, another player that Mourinho was, loved him last year. Not seen much of him this year. Man United Herbert says, how's Fosu Mensah doing? Very good. I mean, this is great. I mean, the Fosu Mensah loan has been brilliant. I know a lot of people said, myself included, you've got Fosu Mensah. You could bring him back to Manchester United. At the moment, we need a midfielder. But, again, he played against Man City, clean sheet. He's playing against Spurs today. And, I mean, just have a quick look at the table for you. If Palace did get a draw here today, that would keep Spurs. If we win, Spurs and Chelsea would both be on 53 and we'd be on 59. A 6-point gap on Spurs and Chelsea would be very significant because they've been 4th and 5th. So hopefully Fosu Mensah can do us a favour and keep Spurs out here. It has all been Spurs. It could be a really good Sunday for United. It could be a really good Sunday, especially if Arsenal win the League Cup, which, it's the lesser of two evils, isn't it? But it won't happen. I remember my first game watching the United stand was against Chelsea last season when you weren't actually here. No, it was all about the chair. I mean, I've just seen a miss from Spurs here, pretty much an open goal for Aurier, and it gets stuck under his feet. Brilliant. I'd rather have McTominay than Fellaini, says Manchester Eggs. Yes, I agree. VK Dean has just seen that chance as well. Aurier, professional footballer. What a miss. What a miss. A lot of people saw that. And Jared Pesserman says that's the worst I've ever seen. Master Eggs has made a contribution as well. I would rather have McTominay than Fellaini, and that would be the case if Fellaini wasn't injured. I totally agree with you. Thanks for the comment. Remember, if you want to get a readout or a shout out, you can contribute to the United Stand through the $sign on the bottom of the live comments. It's a bit like Twitch, where you contribute to your favourite Twitchers or whatever they call them there. But make sure you leave us a question because we'll always read them out. Alma Santiago has just made a contribution. Thank you. And Nigel Jones says, remember we wanted Aurier. Yes. No, you can't not want him just because he's missed a sitter. But it was a sitter. Why is Martial playing on the right, says Blend Richicha. I don't know. Luca, how come Ross hasn't been on in ages? He will be back on. He might be on tonight, actually. Just been taking a break. Haha Banter's only here because of the match. A lot of people still going on about McTominay. Matthew McFadden says we dodged a bullet with Aurier. Seems like a headless chicken at times. Kieran Byrne, Ashley Young on Willian. Can't expect to win this. Ashish United. I can't wait to see Conte's face. Look, I think what will happen between Mourinho and Conte is they'll just keep it professional, keep it straight faced, but inside they'll be absolutely motivated to win this game. And to be honest with you, I think if Chelsea get in front, is Conte, the little jack-in-a-box, capable of just being subdued? I think Mourinho is. Oh, Harry Kane's a good striker, isn't he? Just wide. Always finds space. Skype, Patrick. Skype will be open after the show. Thanks for reminding me about that. After every game, we open up Skype now, so there will be a Skype show after today's game. So win, lose or draw, we'll be taking your calls after full time on Skype, Goldbridge on the United Stand. So yes, that will be part of the show as well. Remember to keep subscribing, bottom right hand corner. And please hit the share button as well, which is something we never really ask for. Can you please hit the share button under the video and share it out on your social media? That would be really, really appreciated. Score prediction, Ragul, I'm going to go 2-0. Sanchez is a world-class left winger still, says Jazzy now. It's interesting as well about Sanchez. A lot of people feel that Pogba's not playing well because he's playing with Sanchez on the left and they don't really work well together. Mourinho looks like he's going to persist with that. Lukaku needs to be bagged today to get rid of his Chelsea and big game hoodoo, says Gary Wells. I love Lukaku just to smash one in today. It will silence so many things. How can I get that mug, says Sophie Matthews. We only ever had this is the old It's the old style logo for a start, and we had about 5 made probably when the United stand first started, and I sent one out to all the original Sunday nighters. So I've got 2, but they are very, very rare, limited editions. They are. Maybe we'll get some made. Yeah, maybe we will. Right. I should have Alex on the line. Hello, Alex. Can you hear me?
Hi. Can you hear me?
Yep. Can do. I can see you as well, but I can't get you up visually, unfortunately. But what's your thoughts on the team moves and the game today? Team happy with it?
I'm a bit worried about the defence. I don't know. I just got into. I don't know how you've spoken about it, but I'm a bit worried using that defence. I don't get why Bailly's not playing. Is he on the bench?
Yeah, I think in relation to Eric Bailly, it's probably like somebody was saying in the live comments before. It may be a fitness thing because he is on the bench again, but not trusted to start. And you would expect a fit Bailly would start over Smalling and Lindelof.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm just worried as well with obviously Willian had that really good game against Barcelona, and I'm a bit worried with Ashley Young. We all saw how he got caught out against Spurs, and he's been caught out a few times. I don't know what Jose continues to have against Shaw after saying he was one of the best left backs in the country and then just never gets a game. But yeah, that's worrying. But overall, the attack I'm happy with, and the midfield I'm happy with. I'm happy Martial's playing, although obviously it'll be on the right wing, which isn't ideal, but it's better than him just being on the bench, and just hopefully they take their chances and we play with a bit of fluidity. It'll be interesting to see how McTominay does as well, if he's chosen to man Mark Hazard or if we're just going to be playing in a 3.
I'll tell you what, I mean, Stephen Brooks, thanks for the contribution. He says, love United stand, we need to win today, go United. We need to win more than ever now because Harry Kane's just scored a late winner for Spurs, so that would put Spurs 1 point behind us if we lost. So the worst case scenario today, United lose to Chelsea, we'd be joint 4th or joint 3rd effectively with 56 points with Chelsea and 1 point off 5th. We've got to win this game today, Alex. I mean, are you confident we're going to win?
Not really, because go through everything, the one team in Premier League history that we've had trouble with, and I think it is actually the only team that have more wins against us than we have wins against them in the whole of the Premier League history is Chelsea. I know a lot of them will obviously be at Stamford Bridge because we have an absolutely hideous record there, but it is still worrying. Chelsea, I know we dominated them in a sense last season, but I was re-watching it yesterday, and the 2 goals, one could have been disallowed obviously for the handball in the build-up to it, and then the other one was a deflected shot, and they didn't have Courtois in goal that day, so they always step their game up against us, and especially with the added Conte, Mourinho type thing, and I think that's why I don't think we'll be as defensive today because it's Chelsea. Mourinho really wants to go at them, which could potentially lead to our downfall if they just hit us on the counter with that defence.
Anthony Martial starting. I'm very happy with that. Probably going to play on the right wing again because we bought a left winger. I don't understand why we bought Sanchez to play in there, but that's good as well. Pogba and Martial starting. Even last night I was doing a video talking about these rumours that he might leave and United not looking to get him on a longer term contract yet. But Martial starting. I mean, to be fair, Andy Ritchie said it on MUTV after the press conference on Friday. He says, I've got a funny feeling Martial will start. I wouldn't have put any money on it, but he is.
Yeah, and I'm happy. I know a lot of people were saying about his performance against Newcastle, which, he should have finished better, but I found it, in a sense, quite promising because he was actually getting into those positions to miss those chances in the first place. So it shows that he can, just with a bit of hard work, still finish, work on finishing with those. I was watching a video with Van Nistelrooy of the amount of times that he had it on his right foot, and we were making the excuse, and I was as well, and I know you were, on the left hand side of how you open your body up and hit it into the far corner. But if you watch Van Nistelrooy, the amount of times when he's in that position that Martial's in and he just hits it near post as well, and it's just a technique of finishing or smash it across the goal rather than necessarily using his left foot. But it's just something he has to work on. He should watch other players, what they do in those situations, and just work on it in training. And I think he can adapt to the right wing. I don't think it's necessarily his best position, and it obviously won't be, but I think he can be our best player on that side that we currently have until we actually get someone specified for that position, which should really, as we all know, be Sanchez, but it obviously isn't going to be, and Jose's stubborn and stuff like that.
Chelsea, barring a miracle that Palace actually get an equaliser, Chelsea will actually... You've got to look at it from Chelsea's point of view as well. Decent performance against Barcelona midweek. Willian looked very good. We know Hazard's decent. They're down to 5th at the moment. They're out of the top 4. And they will be there by merits because everyone will have played the same games if they don't beat United today. The whole Conte-Mourinho thing, does that not make you feel more confident because this is personal between Mourinho and Conte, and that will surely make Mourinho more motivated and up for this game than maybe he has been recently?
Yeah, I do get what you mean by that, but likewise, like I said previously, it could have the complete opposite effect of that because he's so up for it, he will go more gung-ho, and then that will play into Chelsea's hands that they can hit us on the counter. But we've been waiting for a while to go attacking, haven't we? We wanted to see some fluidity in the attack, so if Mourinho lets the reins off, then hopefully we can produce an attacking performance. We've seen Chelsea, they are obviously good defensively, but we can easily get at them. I think Lukaku needs a big performance just to silence all the critics about his performance against the top teams as well. If he got a goal, that would be brilliant.
I wasn't going to talk about him, but a lot of people have spoken about him in the live comments. Scott McTominay, what are your thoughts on him?
I thought he was all right the other day against Sevilla, but then thinking about it more, I thought he was all right while I was watching it. But then we shouldn't be conceding. I know they weren't great chances, but 26 shots anyway. So that just kind of shows that even with a 3-man midfield, Sevilla were walking right through it. So that could be a bit of a worry. But it's a big game. I think he will be tasked with marking Hazard, which is a bit of a worry because I don't think he'll be able to do it up to the standards Herrera done. And I also don't think it's fair when he's basically only had 3 or 4 games at the highest level to make him mark one of the best players in the league. But then again, he might rise to the occasion. You never know. It could be the making of him. Jose obviously trusts him. I just don't like how he just seems to play it safe, sideways and backwards with every single pass. But Mourinho does seem to like that, and we have Pogba for the risk-taking in Alexis. So you never know. Fingers crossed and just pray for a good performance.
House of Zom says Sanchez swapping wings with Martial during the games. Yeah, that would be nice. Spurs have won, so we knew we had to win anyway today. That's regardless of that. Just on McTominay, I'd be very surprised if Mourinho, and like you say, Alex, it'd be very unfair if McTominay is tasked with marking Hazard because you can see from the physics it's impossible for him to do what Herrera did anyway. He's too tall, he's not quick enough, and Hazard will he won't get near him. So that. I just hope we're not going to do a man marking thing on Hazard and let's just go and try and play our own game. And I would pick McTominay over Fellaini because he's got better attributes than Fellaini, but so have I.
Is Fellaini on the bench?
No, he's
okay.
He's not. He's injured. But I'm just saying, even if he was fit, I wouldn't. Although Mourinho would obviously play Fellaini over him. McTominay is going to do the same job Herrera did last season, says Shaka. That's very, very optimistic, I think. Everyone is complaining about McTominay. I'm worried about Smalling, says Raheem A. I'm not, Alex. I'm not really worried about that element of our defence. I know you said your defence at the start, so you're going to just clarify that. I mean, Smalling and Lindelof, I think Morata's not had a great season. They should be able to deal with him. It's more Valencia and Young, whether they can deal with Willian and Hazard for me. That's where I think I'm worried about our defence.
Well, Smalling's really hit and miss. He can have a really good games and then he can have really bad games. So I just hope he doesn't have a mistake in him today. But I think he was chosen, apart from the fitness thing, with that he's chosen for his aerial ability because obviously Morata's best attribute is in the air. And if you remember, obviously at Stamford Bridge, that's how they scored, is just a cross into Morata and then just hit that. And that's something that we really, really need to cut out today is Azpilicueta getting up, pushing forward and putting a crossing because I think he has 6 or 7 assists, something like that, which he's obviously playing at centre-back, but he does push forward and he's got brilliant delivery and all of his assists go to Morata, so we just need to be careful of that. And I think in the air he is going to win most of the battles against Smalling, but Smalling has a lot better chance than all of our other centre-backs when it comes to that. But overall, we should be alright. I just hope, because we have a 3-man midfield against that 2-man old Leicester Premier League title winning midfield. But thinking about it, when Leicester actually won the league, when they had Kante and Drinkwater in midfield, when we played them home and away, that midfield never really caused us too many issues. So I fear, obviously, if they would start Fabregas a lot more than Drinkwater. So hopefully they have a bad game anyway, especially Kante, because Kante is a brilliant player. So I think he'll just be tasked with like sticking close to Pogba like most teams do.
Yeah, I mean that has surprised me a little bit. I must admit that the playing of let me just this is the FOT Mob app, link in the video description, free to download on Apple and Android. I'm just going to go into the United game here and have a look at the lineups, because that is the Chelsea lineup. The United lineup is going on the bottom. I'm sure most people are aware of that. But Courtois, Azpilicueta, Christensen, Rudiger, Alonso and Moses, who become a bit of it's a 3-4-3 when they've got the ball, but when they haven't, it becomes like a 5-4-1. Drinkwater and Kante, Willian, Hazard, Morata. We were doing the combined 11 live yesterday around this time, and I actually went with the midfield three of Kante, Pogba and Fabregas. So it's quite interesting that Chelsea haven't actually got, you know, a midfielder that most of us would put in a combined midfield three. But he's gone with Drinkwater over Fabregas.
Yeah, it is surprising. But I was speaking to my mate about it, who supports Chelsea, and he thinks that they've just come for the draw, obviously, because a loss to them would be catastrophic. A draw, I don't think, would be the end of the world. Obviously, it would be us dropping points as well, and we have Liverpool to come, and obviously they have City to come, and we have City as well. So he thinks that they're going just to soak up the pressure and hit us on the counter, which is what I'm thinking they're going to do as well. But it's a bit of a worry, obviously, from set pieces. I really don't understand how, at the start of the season, I was thinking, like, oh my God, we're going to absolutely destroy teams from corners and free kicks and stuff. No one will ever score them against us, and we'll score so many because our team's so big. And then, ironically, this season, it seems to be the complete opposite problem, of that we concede from every single set piece that's on us, and then we never score from them. Like City, even they're a tiny team, and they scored from set pieces against us. It's ridiculous. So I think Morata and at least they're not playing, obviously, the likes of Cahill, who's good from corners and stuff, but I still do worry about that.
Yeah, Mourinho just been spoken to now. McTominay is a typical Jose player. Jose will destroy a player like Tahith Chong. I'm not very hopeful, says Anamash. We have to win, says Gents Tech. Predictions, Mark. Well, I went 2-0, Alex. What's your score prediction on this? That's from Sahil Kumar. What's your prediction?
I went 2-0 as well, but now seeing the lineup, I'm a bit more worried, but I'll go with 2-1.
2-1. I mean,
it depends, to be fair, with De Gea. If De Gea is like how De Gea normally is, then it doesn't matter what the defence is, to be fair. But Hazard, in these big games, he has an absolutely ridiculous record against the top six. Since he's been in England, I've seen it's like, I think the least he's scored against like one of the teams is like 4. And I think with United, it's like 4 or 5 or 6, something like that. And he always seems to like show up in the big game. So I'm worried about that, obviously, if McTominay is marking him. But one thing we're lucky with is that it's at Old Trafford, so touch wood. Normally, you get a more lenient ref towards the home team. So, because obviously we saw in the FA Cup when Herrera was on Hazard again and got sent off because if it's at Stamford Bridge. But yeah, I just think we need to go in hard on them and just hope. I don't even know who the ref is, to be fair. But
well, I was just about to bring that in. You're not going to like. Guess Martin Atkinson.
Oh,
I'm glad I'd only realised that half an hour ago.
Oliver, if it was Michael Oliver, I'd just... Yeah. I don't know what I'd do. I'd be raging, but... okay, well...
But one thing we've been mentioning on the United Stand for a number of weeks in relation to this game is that one of the other reasons I'm very, very confident is... And the players have got to... They've got to keep this cooked, but the first 5 to 10 minutes, the crowd's going to be very important, and they'll be up for it. You know, we're all United fans, live comments. You know, we all feel that sort of anger towards Conte. I think, you know, he's riled United fans by taking a pop at our manager. We've been down to Stamford Bridge, and he's had the crowd, you know, very intimidating. So there's no love lost for Conte with United fans, and I think that will be a positive. I think United fans are going to be a positive. Obviously, the players, if they start passing it side to side and losing the ball, the crowds can't fake it. But that is a big thing that the team can use. And obviously, we've got 5 games of our next 6 at home. So it'd be good to start it off with a really good performance that the crowd can get behind. But I do think the crowd has a part to play.
Yeah, definitely. And Jose's obviously criticised it a lot this season, but I think in a game, like you said, such a big game, I reckon the crowd will be a good thing, and let's hope that they do just fully get behind the team from minute 1 and just create that atmosphere that just keep booing Chelsea every time they're on the ball and just really piling the pressure on, and let's just hope for a good result.
Yeah, definitely. Well, Alex, I'll let you get off because it's starting in 5 minutes, and I don't know whether you've got to run down a pub or anything like that. But thanks for coming on and giving us your thoughts, and we'll chat to you soon.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, and let's just hope for a good result. Thanks, guys.
Cheers, Alex. Thanks, pal. Players are just starting to come out. We're about 5 minutes from kick-off. Why are United fans afraid of Liverpool being above us as if they're going to win something? No, I think that's from Friend 2018. I just think, Liverpool United, there's a big rivalry there. I don't want to be behind them. They don't want to be behind us. But having said that, if we were above Liverpool today, there won't be some tweet going out, oh yeah, we're above Liverpool because we're second and we're a long way behind City. So yeah, definitely not too concerned about it, but do want to be above them. Players in the tunnel. Mourinho shaking hands with Hazard there and a few of the Chelsea players as he walks down. Bring it on, bring it on, bring it on. I don't like all that. I don't like all that handshaking and matey stuff in the tunnel. It's I can't stand it before a game. Set the tone. Gary Neville, Roy Keane, they would hate that. So, Christopher White, would a tussle be good for our players? Yes. But this is what I mean. United players handshaking and hugging Chelsea players before the kickoff is, we're the home team. Be intimidating. Conte's hanging back. Mourinho's tapping people. I wonder if I think this is all about whether Conte and Mourinho are going to talk to each other, which I think clearly they're not going to. That's the focus, and I think that's a good thing for us. It is a good thing for us because Mourinho can't be, But then again, maybe Conte's playing that more aggressively. He's like, no, I ain't speaking to you. This is something personal. Then you got Mourinho wanting to shake hands. I don't know. It's very, very, very intriguing. But my prediction is still the same, Michelle. Matt, it is 2-0. Oh, I've forgotten something as well. Let us know where you're watching from. We normally do that a long time before now, so please get in the live comments. Let us know where you're watching from. If you're new, subscribe, and if you are watching, please hit the share button. We've got nearly 4,000 people watching, which is great for such a massive game for Manchester United today. Massive game for us. But let us know where you're watching from, what time it is. I don't think the time matters, does it? It could be 3 o'clock in the morning. Everyone would be up for this one. Let's go, Manchester United. AJ Nell's feeling pressured. This is what we love football for. I don't feel pressured. I'm ready for it. We're ready for this for a long time. Let's bring it on. Hal March is in Northern Ireland. We've got Christopher White in Australia. Liam Ginnis is in Jamaica. We've got Manchester, Toronto, Glasgow, Albania, Montreal, Somaliland, Guatemala, India, Canada, Norway, Ethiopia, Australia, USA, Nice in France for Dean Kazaboff, London, Bristol, Go Chelsea, shouldn't have read that one, East Lancashire, Seychelles, lovely, up the Aussies, says Ryan, Melbourne, Australia for Marcus Gibbs, Barbados, Brisbane, Jamaica, Hawaii, Ioha, I can't read it, England, Croatia, Indonesia, the Indonesia crew is in the house, Smalling, India, Earth, Australia, Birmingham, Manchester, England, Brighton, India again, Old Trafford. I'll be stunned if you are at Old Trafford because we all know that the phone reception's terrible, but fair play if you are. I bet the atmosphere is rocking. We've got some watching from Ghana, Malaysia, Tanzania, Indonesia again, Trinidad and Tobago, Planet Earth. Someone's watching from Man City, but the only one. Chelsea will lose, says Fraser. Cyprus, Malaysia again, Ghana, Seychelles again, probably the same person. But we're very, very close. Is Conte and Mourinho going to shake hands? Yes. They did. You've got to, haven't you, at the end of the day? You've got to. Anyway, we're getting close to 196,000 subscribers. So if you are new, click that subscribe button in the bottom right-hand corner. Join in the community. It is a fantastic channel with a fantastic community. As you can see in the live comments, you won't regret it. What we got on for you today, we've got this. This is where it's all at the moment. But straight after the kick-up final whistle, we've got the Skype show where you can Skype in and have your say for an hour. We've got Sunday Night Live at 8 o'clock. We've got Sophie and I think Flex is on for that. We've got fan cams coming up after the game as well. So loads and loads going on today. Massive, massive day. But as we all know, it will all be dictated to by what the scoreline is in this game. Absolutely massive. Absolutely massive game for Manchester United. Scott McTominay there. I think he's going to do okay. I think the kids are going to do okay. And these are the sort of games you want him to do okay in. So, like I said, I'd rather he played than Fellaini. Fellaini's injured anyway, but I'd rather that kid played than him anyway. And we're ready to go. This is where it all ends in 90 minutes. See you on the other side. Some people might say, I think we're going to win this game. We look like we're going to go at them from the off. Everybody's pumped and ready to go. Interestingly enough, it looks like Anthony Martial's out on the left to start off with. Sanchez is central and Lukaku's playing to the right. But early there. Just keeping an eye on McTominay in relation to Hazard. He looks like Hazard is being... It's too early to say, but it looks like Scott McTominay might be doing a job on Hazard, and it looks like Martial's out on the left to start off with. We will keep an eye on that one, but it's an early corner for Chelsea. Lots to keep your eye on this. Touch lines, lovely, clear, crisp day at Old Trafford. Early corner for Chelsea. Manchester United got a win. Spurs have won. They're 1 point behind us. We're in third place. They're 1 point behind us. If we were to lose this game today, we would be 1 point off fifth place. It's ridiculously congested. You've got to take advantage of these games like this at home. Corner comes in, good block in by Matic, and United just need to get hold of the ball. Offside there, we'll get hold of the ball. Do I think Conte would be sacked if he lost Nicholas Pitt? Not really bothered because he's a Chelsea manager, but I don't think they would sack him before that Barcelona second leg anyway, to be honest. It's 5:05 in the morning in Baltimore for Brian Price. Well, let's hopefully give you something entertaining with your breakfast. Willian, pass one. Good tackle by Pogba there. He'd skipped past Matic, but Pogba made a good recovery. And United hitting stupid long balls already. Chelsea on the attack here. Well, United not really made a very good start. But we're only, 3 minutes in. Right, Pogba with a chance to pass. Oh, Lukaku's done all right there. Martial's lost it. At least we're going to get to see that Pogba and Martial dynamic down that left-hand side. I think that's important. But just need to get hold of it. We can't keep the ball, Mikey says. And Martial is on the left. Jake Bullman, yes. Late tackle, that would have been by Pogba. United can't get a foot on the ball here at the moment. It's all Chelsea. Oh my God! Morata's just hit the bar, and De Gea tips one over the box. Bloody hell! Lovely little cross in. Smalling loses Morata, and Morata should score. It's a terrible start, but we're riding the ropes. We're riding the ropes here. Bloody hell. We've already started. Some people say, has it started? See Matic and Morata having a little joke and a smile. Stop it. Oh, this is a bloody football game, and you've got Lukaku and Matic having little jokes with Morata. This is not Manchester United, is it? This is not Manchester United at the moment, with all these bloody stupid characters. Right, we've got a break on here. Come on, Martial. He's got a bit of a gap. Lukaku should beat Kante to that, and he will do. Well done. It's proper David and Goliath, but Lukaku gave the throw up. Smalling's a concern, says DWR Music. Well, it was a lovely little ball in by Alonso, to be fair, and it's got Smalling all ends up. What are you going to do? How are you going to do that? I shouldn't have told you. Well, United have got a bit of ball for the moment, so we just need a bit of stability here. But this is not the start you want in relation to keeping that crowd up and pumped. First 5 minutes, Chelsea coming out fast, United not coming out fast, and Chelsea rattling the bar with Morata. But we've got a little bit of possession here. But as you can see, Chelsea's possession, very quick, very let's get on the front foot. United, it's the same old side to side. And look, Chelsea, well set. Everybody's set behind the ball. United, yeah, we've got the ball, but we're just passing it around in triangles around the centre circle at the moment. And this is not gonna please people at the moment in the relation to the way we're playing. Side to side, pressed. And Chelsea get it back to the keeper. Why do we have Smalling and Young in our defence as Kondoko? I'm just reading. I've got the Manchester United official account tweets coming up. Manchester United are enjoying a good period of possession after a strong start from Chelsea. We've got the ball. It's not a good period of possession. We've got the ball, and we're passing it side to side around the centre circle. I mean, anyone can do that. We're playing defensively at home, Stephen O'Brien. We always start off slow, hard to get the crowd into it, says Marlon Bloomfield. Yeah, I don't know, that's the responsibility of the team and the manager, really. That, you know, obviously Old Trafford has been brought up on first few minutes, win the crowd, get them up for it. And we do start off slow, don't we? Even under Van Gaal, it was like how many games were 0-0 at half time. We're a better team in the second half, but you want to cook the crowd. You want to get the crowd up for it from the start, and hopefully we can do that. I mean, we're only 7.5 minutes in, but lucky there that Christensen over knocked it because he just ran through our midfield. Too slow going forward, says Cockney Reed. Well, or Cockney Red. Yeah, we know that. Always the same. I don't think McTominay is now man marking Hazard. Mark, you're deluded, Madassa says. Mate, I don't know what I'm deluded about if you don't educate me. Okay, we should get the ball back there. Aspilicueta casually running straight through the middle, says Priest Puncher. June says it's boring already. I don't think it's going to be boring, June. I think it's very... I'm still confident. Yes, I am still confident, Madassa, because it's still 0-0 and we are at home, and you've got to believe that we're better than Chelsea. Katie Graham, I agree. I think we've slept our way into this game, much like the derby. There's Ashley Young though, so hopefully he can do something. Nope. Well, we've got a free kick here on the edge of the box. There's so many players hugging. So many players hugging. Right, what we got? Nearly at 10 minutes in. Chelsea again. Own possession. Martial's back on the right. Sanchez has gone to the left, so that lasted 10 minutes. Why don't we make runs, play balls over the top or tossed into open space, says Brian Price. Opening 10 minutes, Chelsea the better team so far, says Glenn Light. Chris Stott says if we did score we'd park the bus. But well, let's get 1-0 up first. I'll take that at the moment. Very fortunate not to be 1-0 down for anybody who's joined us a little bit later. Morata, lovely crossing from Alonso, literally 5 yards out and hits it up against the bar. But here's United on the attack now. Lukaku lays it off. Sanchez, edge of the box, and Chelsea will clear. And we've got it back through Lindelof, who at least can pass out from the back. Johnny Ring says we are playing too slow again. A little bit of possession for United again. Helps with our possession stats. Sanchez is frustrating, says Jared Pesserman. But Martial's found himself back out on the light. There is that interchangeability which we wanted, and Ashley Young's cross goes straight out for a goal kick. Why is an attacker in the centre if we not need to come out over the flanks? Mourinho's up in this out of his technical area. I should imagine he is. It's not been a great start. But that's too easy. Too easy by Chelsea, and I feel sorry for McTominay if he's having to keep an eye on Hazard. Well played, Ashley Young. Because there was a point there where Hazard picks it up, hits it out wide, legs it into the box, level with McTominay, and by the time that they hit the box, he's 10 yards ahead of him, and that's the problem. You know, Herrera's got the mobility. McTominay on Hazard is an accident waiting to happen, and it's not his fault. He's been given that job. You're not going to say Jose Mourinho no, and I'm not playing. If he can pull this off, Scott McTominay, it's a great, brilliant performance from him, obviously, and a piece of tactical genius by Mourinho. But I just don't think he's got what Herrera's got, i.e. mobility. But it's Chelsea again, coming at Ashley Young down that right hand side with Victor Moses. The cross comes in, and Lindelof has blocked it. We need to play 1-2 touch football, Cranium, I agree. We've got an offside there. I'll probably be cheering for that myself. We're on 195,700 subscribers. We've got nearly 5,000 people watching. So keep sharing. And if you are new, subscribe to the channel, bottom right hand corner, as we get closer to 200,000. I think this game is after 15 minutes, Rooney in the crowd. It's on a knife edge. This Manchester United have got to win this game, and the first 15 minutes, I don't think it's given us any indication as to how confident we should be about that. But definitely a tense game. We said it was going to be, and it is a tense game so far. Let's have a quick look at the FOTMob app. You can download this. The link is in the video description. Let's go to Manchester United versus Chelsea. Stats so far. Let's have a quick look. Chelsea have got the ball, so that's fine. Chelsea have actually had a lot more possession. I thought with our side-to-side passing in the midfield, we might be a little bit better than that. But they've had 2 shots on target already. More passes. More success, more fouls, more corners, more offsides. 1 shot on target, wasn't Morata's that hit the bar. 1 that hit the woodwork was. 2 shots outside the box. United within 15 minutes at home, not had a shot on goal. That is concerning, isn't it? You can download this, link in the video description, FOTMob. We'll be coming back to that throughout it for the stats. Really good stats. You can follow United on there and get all your football stats on there. And news, but I suppose that's the problem in itself, isn't it? You know, we're approaching 20 minutes at home and we've not had a shot on goal. What are my thoughts? Well, I just saw a comment there that drew me in a little bit more. Martial's quiet, but why are we singling out Martial? Can we add Sanchez and Lukaku into that sentence? Yes, we can, because they're not getting anything in the ball. The same old problem with, I mean, Martial's got 3 players on him there. The same old problem with United. Midfield, not getting the ball quick enough, being cut through like a hot knife through butter. The front 3, just, you know, Sanchez has been very, very quiet as well. Far too slow and no risks, as Scott H. Martin Atkinson doing a better job on Hazard there. He was away from McTominay, but he ran into Martin Atkinson, thank God. I tell you what, we've all played football. If you're Eden Hazard today and you see Scott McTominay on you, you're just like, right. Mikey says McTominay's been our best player. Look, I'm not saying he's having a bad game. I just think that McTominay against Hazard is an absolute mismatch, and you should never put a player of that height up against a player of that sort of play. Sly Ninja Gaming says this looks horrible so far. Need to get up to the top quickly, says the Football Direct. But yeah, we've got the players to do that. I'm not happy about that as well. Mourinho now making jokes with Conte. That's disappointing to see that. Mourinho bloody joking with Conte. The whole bloody thing was meant to be about, oh, this is personal, he'll want to get one over him. And they're bloody joke. I mean, Sir Alex, I don't get this United team at times. We've seen in this first 20 minutes, Morata hit the bar, Lukaku and somebody else, Matic, were having a little smile with him. You've then got Mourinho and Conte having a bit of a joke. We've started that game terribly. If Sir Alex Ferguson was there, and I hate mentioning this, he'd be rollicking people. He understands it. It would be like United or die, through the brick walls, come on, let's get some passion going. It's just lethargic and lazy again, and everyone's having a bloody joke. We're Manchester United. Where's the bloody fight? Where is that fight and battle in the shirt? Sally Devil Reds writes, Keno would never have this friendly hugging and laughing on the field. Well, we're not used to it either. Lack of atmosphere, says David Kenner. Yeah, well, you know. Jay Charles, I don't think anybody bought into any press narratives. We saw what Mourinho and Conte said with their own mouths against each other. It wasn't like the nonsense you get with the press about, oh, Pogba's going to leave if he doesn't play today. I mean, who's quoted that? But what we did see with Mourinho and Conte was both of them opening their mouths and being quite verbally abusive to each other. So, you know, everyone had every right to think that this was going to be a grudge match. But clearly it's not. And I think it would have benefited United if it had been. The positive is that it's 0-0 at the moment, and apart from that early chance for Morata, it's died down a little bit. Typically, people starting to pick on Martial and Sanchez, yeah, because they've had loads of ball. They've had loads of ball, but they're lazy. Lukaku's lazy as well. Let's just call Martial, Lukaku and Sanchez really lazy because they're dead lazy. They've had loads of ball and they've done nothing with it. Yeah, that's exactly the narrative of this first half. Or the truth might be, yet again, they're just getting nothing because we don't have the ball in the final third because we don't move the ball quick enough. Fahim Chowdhury, you've said it 4 times. It makes no sense. The fans are dead. Well, this is the thing, fans cannot... fans won't respond to boring football. They won't. Chelsea are bossing, says Mark. This Mark would say you're probably about right. Soph E, is this what you expected in the first 5 minutes? Well, 20 minutes, no, not at all. Midfield, again, midfield being dominated by Danny Drinkwater. It's basically Matic and Pogba against Drinkwater and Kante with McTominay man-marking Hazard. Which, very, very tough for the lad to do that. Very, very tough. But if he comes out of it, character building, of course. Breach 69, Matic is killing United. He's too slow. I think out of the midfield 3, again, I'm not talking favourite movie. I know it's a bit boring, but I think it's just too important for Manchester United. Too important for United this game to be taking your eyes off it. June Langlow says it's like we've been told not to keep possession. If we go 1-0 down any time in the next few minutes, unless we massively change our approach, then you can't say it's not undeserved by Chelsea. They've been far more progressive and fast in the way they're coming at us, and they look a better team. Well done, Matic. Well, United with a bit of the ball here with Pogba. Come on, it's 0-0. At the end of the day, the first 20 minutes mean nothing if we can get a bit of our play going. Right, we're approaching the penalty box here with Valencia. Poor cross. Pogba's got it out on the wing. Straight to Cortez, or I can never pronounce his name. Courtois, is it? I don't know. Finley says it's typical Manchester United so far. Bring Shaw on for Young at half time, says Mini Diver. I think a lot of the things I would say so far is that a lot of the things are quite predictable as to what people would have said the concerns might be. Obviously, Smalling didn't do well on that cross. Morata should have scored. They're getting at Ashley Young a lot defensively, and if Young's not going forward defensively is a concern. And the midfield again just a little bit static, a little bit too slow, and a team with Chelsea's quality are just shifting it through very, very quick. Chelsea just look quicker at everything than us, and that's been our problem for a while now. Willian's down the left. Kante caught in possession. Alright, okay, we've got a bit of a break on here with Pogba. Able to motor. Oh, it's a good... It is a ball. It's a lucky ball. It's found Martial. "25 minutes gone. Still not had a shot on goal." Well, the funny thing is as well, it's like Alex was saying before the game, isn't it? Oh, mistake. Might get a shot on goal here. No. It's like Alex was saying before the game. A draw for Chelsea is not the end of the world, but you'd think it was, because they're, it's more like United would be happy with the draw. Chelsea, the ones trying to be, quick in the way they play, but maybe, I don't know. Still 0-0 anyway, and United have actually got a little bit of the ball at the moment. Pogba here, and we get a throw in. No, we won't. Ashley Young still kept it. Too slow, Lukaku says going ham. Lay him off. Ooh, be a corner here. No. It's like if someone takes a long shot, they get their contract ripped up. Yeah, that's from Matthew McFadden. Yeah, I mean, we don't shoot from far out, do we, at all? Mr. Nevin too. Mourinho has been on the top touchline, yes. Hamzy's got a bad feeling about today. That was a good 2 minutes, says Kamani. Fee says that Manchester United play the worst football in the league. Well done, McTominay there. Matic has started to bite into a few tackles. He's grown into the game more, Matic, to be fair. Right, United have got a bit of a break here. And it's Martial down that left-hand side, which is where he wants to be. Should be what? Oh! Sanchez! Bloody hell! Why doesn't he hit that? It's like Newcastle all over again. Martial puts it on a plate for Sanchez and he takes a bloody touch. Another shot for Chelsea there. Straight at De Gea. I don't know what Alexis Sanchez is doing here, but he's just got to shoot. Martial down that left-hand side, doing what he does really well. Stands him up, lays it in. Just hit it with your left foot. Better from United though. Getting Martial in on that left-hand side and... as I say, it's coincided better with Matic starting to bite into some tackles. Musselman says at least we're creating chances now. Yeah, that will be count as a shot on goal, as poor as it was. He's just got to hit it with his left foot. So, like John Sherrell says, hit it first time. It's lovely play by Martial. And Alexis Sanchez has got to hit that. If that's Lukaku, everyone's going mad at him. So you've got to be fair. Oh, God. Ashley Young's just been skinned again by Moses and Matic. But Young gets back. Fair play. Some last-ditch defending there from United, but it's all part of the game. Well done, Pogba. Pass Kante. Keep going. Keep going. Oh. He'll book him, though. Book in for Kante. That's good. Carl says the atmosphere is getting a bit louder. Well, it will do now, because we're actually, Pogba there doing what he's there to do. Gets in front of Kante. It's a shame he couldn't have stayed up. Yellow card for Kante, says Gilday Gaming, which is good. Pogba has been an improvement today compared to the last few games. We're growing into the game. We're definitely growing into the game. That run from Martial's good. More like it from Pogba. Like I say, Pogba started to get into the game. Martial's getting into the game. Matic has started winning tackles. And with that, 3 big players makes a big difference. McTominay versus Hazard. I'd say he's doing a good job at the moment. I'm a bit worried about it. It's not his fault. I think it's a mismatch putting up a small, quick player against somebody like that. But he's just won a header in the box there, which obviously is part of his strength. But, evenly poised, interesting game. And Chelsea can break now with Willian. They've got numbers back. What the hell? 1-0 Chelsea. Caught on the break. 1-0 Chelsea. And that is why putting Scott McTominay on Hazard is a bad thing. Because he can't get back in time. And I'm not picking up McTominay actually. But I'm just saying in general, where's the midfield getting back? It's Willian and Hazard. And Hazard's gone. Where is him? And actually, when you watch it, it's McTominay who lets Willian go as well. Doesn't even need McTominay. Oh, dear. And yet again, I think in relation to Manchester United, you're just saying the same old thing. Midfield too slow. You watch that back. We had a corner, and that's exactly what Chelsea want on the break. Where's Matic? Where's McTominay? Where's Pogba? Willian, bang, through. Too easy. Too easy. And also, anyone could see this coming up. Anyone could see it's coming up. And I'm not... McTominay leaves Hazard and then he leaves Willian, but where's Matic? And why are we... he's a young kid. He's a young kid at the end of the day, thrown into a massive game like this, and you've got him man-marking one of the best players in the league. Of course, I just think it's a total mismatch. Willian and Hazard are small, intricate players, and our attack is just... Our midfield is too tall and too slow. Even if McTominay hadn't played today and you put Fellaini there, the same thing would happen. 1-0 down. Game over, says Sly Ninja Gaming. Well, the midfield's the problem. The midfield is the problem. Too slow. And it's always down Ashley Young's side as well, as somebody just said there. I feel sorry for McTominay as well. But Chelsea are about... It's like when we get the ball, it's like you've got to turn it down 10%. They're 10% quicker, everything to everything. But having said that, that Sanchez, we're moaning, but Sanchez has a brilliant chance. Martial puts it on a plate, he takes a touch, like he did against Newcastle. So we had that chance, and those chances are as bad as somebody not tracking a run. It's just as a defender you get more exposed. But Willian is just on another planet at the moment, and as I say, I mean, Hazard, if this is a man-to-man marking thing, it's just not working. Hazard again, just skipping back. He's not quick enough. McTominay's not quick enough to deal with somebody like that. It's like, look what Willian did against Barcelona's midfield. Busquets. It's not picking on Matic or McTominay. It's look, Willian did it to Busquets twice on Tuesday night. Because he's small and skillful, he can find a bit of space against a tall man very, very quickly. You don't put a tall man against a small, intricate player like that. It's too easy. Just skipping through here with Alonso. This is poor. This is really poor from United. And the first signs, you start to look around that pitch, and the first signs of players looking lost and heads dropping are there. You can see it now. It's where's the fight? I mean, we saw this. I said it in the first few minutes. Shaking everybody's hands in the tunnel, joking and hugging each other on the pitch. It's not the mentality of a Manchester United player that we know. I know football's a game, but it's more than that. You've got to have passion and pride in the shirt, and joking around is all well and good when you're playing good football, but we're not. We needed this to be a leveller. We needed this to be about passion and fight. We needed it to be a bit like the times when Arsenal used to come to Old Trafford and they were a better team than us, but Sir Alex had chucked Phil Neville in the midfield because he knew he was just going to fly in with tackles 100 miles an hour, and passion would beat talent. And United haven't got that at the moment. I don't think McTominay stops the Willian goal. If you watch what happens here, McTominay is with Willian. He's running with him, he's running with him, he's running with him, he stops running with him. You can't. I was trying to defend him a little bit there, but you can't just let players go like that. You can't let players go like that. But I'm not gonna pick on the kid for it. He's a kid. I don't. That's down to Mourinho. Mourinho's giving him a job today, which I think's above anybody to go and mark one of Europe's best midfielders. And I think Willian's one of the best midfielders in the league at the moment as well. To go and do that, very, very difficult for somebody who's a kid and is not particularly fast. But might see a little bit more fight from United now. They've got to fight to get back into this. The last thing we need is the heads to drop. I don't think Lukaku started off very well either. Somebody's calling him a donkey. I wouldn't go that far, but let's not forget, I said this before the game, we have got Marcus Rashford on the bench. Why not just chuck Rashford up front? I mean, if Lukaku's having a bad game, why not put Rashford up front? Now this is where there's a problem again. The break is on. Good defending by Lindelof, to be fair. Lindelof has not had a bad game. They had a good break there. Well done by Lindelof. Every time Martial or Sanchez get the ball, 4 or 5 players around them. It's very, very difficult. I don't think we've started the game. Look, people are telling me to be critical of Mourinho. Look, I don't like the way... The one thing I will agree with you on is I don't like the way we've approached this game. We've approached it in totally the wrong attitude. People shaking hands and hugging each other in the tunnel, as I've said before. This was a game... I mean, what are Mourinho and Conte doing as well, shaking hands? And it was Mourinho who instigates it on the touchline, having a joke. when we've had a bad first 15 minutes. We should be fighting to get ahead of it. Lukaku, yes! 1-1 Manchester United. It's Martial, it's Sanchez to Martial, and is it? Yes, it is. I thought it had been given offside. Get in. Totally, utterly not what you would expect, how we've got back into it, but brilliant all the same. And Lukaku has done what, apparently he never does. He never scores against the top teams. Sit down. Hard work by Lukaku. Matic into Sanchez, into Martial. Little pass to Lukaku. It's a well-worked goal. It's 1-1. And that's it. We're back in it now. Hard work. Get a bit of fight in there. Lukaku, as I said, holds it up. Matic, nice play. Sanchez very quickly into Martial. Holds it up. 3. Brilliant to see all 3 of them doing it. And Lukaku scores against the top team. And we're back in it right before half-time. Probably undeservedly, but we're back in it. It's 1-1. Lovely. Lovely stuff. Manchester United, get in. Lovely. I can rest my throat a bit now. Well, that will get the crowd going as well, and that could put a whole different complexion onto the game. Good time to score as well. You don't want that to be going to half-time with that sort of performance. To come out of this half 1-1, let's be honest, will be, I wouldn't say a smash and grab because the goal was worked well, but it's a bit like, can you remember the derby? The derby went 1-1 as well, didn't it, when they made a defensive error? And it's a little bit like that. Chelsea definitely been the better side in the first half, but if we can go in 1-1, that's what matters. And good to see the goal between Sanchez, Lukaku and Martial being created. Chelsea are on the break. Ooh. It's alright. It's a good game though. We're back in it. We're back in it. Need to keep this quick pace going now, says Darren Connolly. Just change the tactics. Change the score. We've done that. We've updated the score. Martial handed it on a plate. Well, good to see Martial doing that as well. McTominay looks like he's lost his head a bit there. I was just watching a chance back there and he's so slow and lethargic getting back. And Matic, it's like, get a bit of a kick up the backside. Come on. I agree with everyone talking about tactics though. We do need to do something a little bit. Mourinho needs to do some stuff at half time because, yeah, great to be back at a 1-1, but it's not going to solve the problems of Chelsea and what they're doing to our midfield. Matic and McTominay, they are the way too slow. But having said that, you know, this is the problem that United have left themselves in. It's very easy to be critical of Matic and McTominay and their lack of pace, but who else is there? We haven't got anybody. I mean, maybe we should have bought a midfielder in January because Herrera's injured. You know, Carrick's not quick. Fellaini's injured. We don't actually have anybody who can go in there. To be honest, if we had a right back that was any decent, I'd chuck Valencia in the midfield because he plays in the midfield for his country. He'd give us a bit of tenacity and fight and speed in the midfield, but we haven't got anyone to play right back. So Chelsea here, just coming forward. Free kick, Matic on Hazard. We can get into half time. If we can just get into half time, then hopefully Jose can work his magic. I can hear people saying you're an idiot for saying that, but you know, I'm just pleased that we're going in 1-1. Free kick here though. This well, it's not going to be the last bit of action, but it's right before half time. It's in De Gea's hands. That's all that matters. Willian's a very good player, isn't he? Oh, such a good player. He's better than Hazard at the moment, Willian. You can see why Mourinho wanted to bring him to United, and you can see why Chelsea would be reluctant to do it. But it's funny because Conte doesn't always pick him. He plays Pedro a lot more. But brilliant against Barcelona, and he's been brilliant. He's in the form of his life at the moment. Just skipping past tackles. And, you know, man-to-man marking Hazard's one thing, isn't it? Oh, McTominay's lost him again. But we've got the men back. See, this is where we win it back and it's slow. You've got to be quick. You've got to get the ball quick. We win the ball back and we're slow and lethargic in the tackle, and we're slow, not in the tackle, in the pass. You've got to get passing forward quick. Like Sanchez has got it now. He's going to play a sideways pass. That should be forward. McTominay's running sideways, 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 comes back, sideways. Go forward. That's the way to go. You've got to go forward quick. Backwards again. Got to go forward. See, Lindelof there from the back plays a forward pass, makes a hell of a difference. Ashley Young, you're always going to come on your right. Goal kick. So we've got 2 minutes added on. We're about a minute into that added on time. I think United in the second half just need to come out and treat it like another game. I think we've seen a better Pogba, a better Martial playing together more on that left-hand side, whereas Sanchez had a part in that goal, but I don't see Sanchez doing anything from the left-hand side that he can't do on that right-hand side. So that is a positive. Lukaku scoring against the top six side, sit down, anti-agenda press. But I think United need to start again in the second half. It's not been a vintage United by any means, and I think the biggest thing is just that the slow movement of the ball. Movement of the ball is so slow as opposed to Chelsea, and a little bit of fight and tenacity I think would give us a lot more. A lot more. Matic on Morata here. Ref's looking right at it. Willian is amazing, Darth Vader. He is, you know. I know we're a Manchester United fan channel, but we can all be appreciative of the fact that he's a very, very good player. I wanted him at United. It's Kevin Sager says it's an absolute disgrace. I think tactically the midfield is just a problem again. It's not even down to bad performances. I think Matic has played quite well today. I don't know what other people think, but Sanchez shocking, says Huzzy. He did have a part in the goal. Half time. It is half time. It's 1-1 Manchester United. Very, very, very interesting half. I think if you're a Chelsea fan, and hopefully there aren't too many on here, you'd be very disappointed to be going in 1-1. If you're a United fan, we'll be disappointed with the start to the game, but we'll be very happy to be going in 1-1. The goal was deserved for Manchester United. It was a well-worked goal. Lukaku battles, gets it to Matic. Matic knocks it into Sanchez, into the box to Martial, holds it up, lays it into Lukaku, 1-1. There's nothing fortuitous about the goal. It's a well-worked goal. It's disappointing that we don't do that enough, that we're not getting ball in and around the box quick enough, because I think that's what we want to see. And I just find it... I just think we were undercooked. I think we were undercooked in that game. People shaking hands in the tunnel. Mourinho shaking hands with Conte. This is meant to be a grudge match. This is Manchester United against Chelsea. This is a game where a draw is not good enough. A draw won't put us against Liverpool. They'll still be second. We've got to win this game. Chelsea are a big rival for top 4. Spurs have won today. At the moment, they're a point behind us. We've got to win this game, and I don't see in that first half, and certainly not the first half an hour, where's the momentum, where's the aggression, where's the desire to go and win that football game. Chelsea with the team going for it, and you could argue that Chelsea probably should be winning that game. They've just not taken their opportunities. We have. I think at half-time, he's got to readdress a few things tactically, and I think we need to come out and start the game again. We need to come out with a bit of fight. I don't understand where this thing that we've always taken for granted in a Manchester United shirt has disappeared. Where's the aggression? Where's the desire? Where's the ability to get the crowd going? We haven't had a shot on target or a shot at all for 20 minutes. But he needs to change the tactics a little bit. McTominay basically man marking Hazard is just so unfair on the kid. It's so unfair. Hazard's one of the best players in Europe. He's about 5'6", and he's fast, and he's got brilliant ball control. McTominay is double the size. He's not quick. Hazard can find the yard any minute he wants to do it, and he has done. Ironically, it's not Hazard who scores the goal. We have a corner. It ends up on a break. McTominay's with Willian, and he leaves him. He just decides to leave him, and Willian ends up scoring a goal. But Matic as well. I think Matic has had a good half. He had a bad first 20 minutes. He grew into it. He started putting his foot around, started making tackles. The problem is, it's not even critical of Matic and McTominay. They're just too slow. They're too slow to deal with people like Willian and Matic. And as I was saying, is there something we can do to maybe bring Valencia into the midfield and put somebody else on at right back? Because we're crying out for Herrera, but we haven't got Herrera. We need somebody in that midfield three who's a little bit tenacious, who's quick across the ground, because at the moment they're just going to keep killing us. Huddersfield did it. Sevilla did it. Our midfield is getting absolutely battered every game because it's too slow and static. He's got to do something about that. And if that means being creative and putting Valencia in there, or finding somebody else who can go in there, or even chucking Lingard in there, just put somebody in there who's got a bit of legs about them, because at the moment the game is set for Chelsea to just keep doing what they're doing, getting Willian and Hazard on our midfielders and creating space. And for anybody who thinks, oh, you're being a bit unfair on Matic and McTominay, as I said in the first half, I watched Chelsea play Barcelona midweek. Willian was brilliant, like he has been in that first half. He hit the post twice and he scored a goal. I think every one of those chances were finding a yard against Busquets, one of the best midfielders in the world, who is tall. Willian is small. A small player against a tall player, they can find a yard very quickly because they're quicker. It's not rocket science. We shouldn't have tall, lanky players up against those two. Certainly not doing man-to-man marking. I think it's an accident waiting to happen, and I feel sorry for the tall players having to deal with that. But it's a good game, Amatrick, I agree. We are 1-1, and we have got an opportunity to come out in the second half and change it. And then in fairness, I think we've seen a better Pogba and Martial. They've grown into the game better with Martial back on the left. Sanchez should have scored before Chelsea did. Brilliant play by Martial. Puts it on a plate for Sanchez, who takes a touch. Hit it with your left foot. You're a professional footballer. You're one of the best players in the world. Hit it with your left foot. Brilliant play by Martial. Doesn't hit it first time, Sanchez, and the chance goes. So we are a threat. We've done next to nothing in their final third, but we've scored a goal. The thing about United is, you know it, we all know it. Quick ball. When Chelsea get the ball, it's quick. When we get the ball, like Matic won the ball a couple of times, puts his foot on the ball, looks around, pass. When Chelsea get the ball, they win the tackle and the pass is gone a second after they've won the tackle, and that's United. Everything is so phased. It's like, right, phase 1, I've won the tackle. Phase 2, control the ball, have a look around. Phase 2, can I pass sideways? And that is too slow. We've got to go much quicker. And it's all about the midfield. We've been talking about it for a long time. It's Manchester United's midfield. I personally thought Lindelof had a brilliant half. When he gets the ball, he passes it. And he passes it well. And he passes it quick. And I think they had a 2v2, Morata and Hazard. He went with Morata and he broke up the play. But it's not worked. Hazard, McTominay, Willian, McTominay, it's not worked, because when they stretch their legs, he's going backwards and they're going forwards. That's not his fault. Anybody could have seen that was going to happen. It's sticking Ander Herrera on Hazard last year was tactical genius. Sticking McTominay on Hazard is a tactical nightmare waiting to happen, because the pace is going to kill you, and it has killed us. But we can change it. We're 1-1. For all the things that Chelsea have done well in that half, they'll be thinking, how is that 1-1? For all the things we've done bad in that half, we'll be thinking, we're 1-1. We're at home. It's 1-1. Let's start again. Let's go at them. Because we can still win this game. And to be honest with you, are we going to win this game playing brilliant football? Probably not. But I don't care. I want to get out of this game with 3 points. And if we get out with 3 points, then, you know, we've got a week till Crystal Palace to try and sort out what's going on and get, I don't know what we do with the midfield. But it's about now. It's about the next 45 minutes. We need to win it. Adrian Nadeau says Willian and Hazard are ripping our midfield apart. If it's any consolation, I think they'd rip most midfielders apart at the moment. But that's no consolation, is it? Because Chelsea, Spurs, Liverpool, United, only 3 of those 4 teams are getting Champions League football through the Premier League. Only 3 of them. And Liverpool and Spurs and Chelsea are better football teams than us at the moment. We've got to start playing better football. We can't grind it out against teams that are playing as well as this. Willian and Hazard, they are going for top 4 with us, and they are brilliant at the moment. Spurs, last minute winner, totally deserved it today. Liverpool yesterday, brilliant football. What are we doing? We've got to respond, and we've got 45 minutes to do it. 3 points is all that matters, says Eric Ross. Just sub Young and Lukaku, bring in Rashford and Shaw, says Sparsh. Lukaku worked well for the goal. Who should come on, Mark? Matthew Revel. It's a difficult question. Would I make any substitutions? Would you make any substitutions at half time? I love this comment. Somebody trying to be a bit clever. I'm not even going to read it. Troll. Let's get Jared on, see what he says. Hi, Jared. You all right?
Can you hear me?
Yeah. How you doing? All right?
Good. Happy to be 1-1.
Yeah. What was your thoughts on the half?
Terrible. But results are results, so fine. Professional performance that it's 1-1. I thought Lukaku, I give him a lot of shtick, but I was very impressed that he put that goal away. I thought we really should be up 2-1, but if Morata could score, they should be up 2-1 too. Yeah. So we'll take.
Would you make any changes at half time? Biggest half of the season, says Ross Gallagher. I agree. I think a draw's not good enough. We need to win this game. What changes would you be looking at? Ryan Curry says Lingard for McTominay. As left field as that sounds, I agree. Stop this man-to-man marking. It's defensive at home. Get McTominay off, get Lingard on, and let's try and go forward. And just let Pogba and Matic deal with the midfield.
Yeah. I think, look, McTominay, for the age and the position he's put in, I know he is at fault for the goal, but to be honest, it could have been worse. So that's got to be one of the hardest assignments you could ever get in your career. To have it so early and to be in this position and it's 1-1, fine. I can't think this is Mourinho's full plan for the game, so I have to think something's coming second half. I have to, because it better not be this. I'll also say that Sanchez, that was pathetic. How he misses that or not even take a shot, I mean, come on. You're getting paid $17 million a week. You should at least be able to score. Yeah. You know? But 1-1. I'll take it.
Yeah, I mean, I think the brilliance of the goal, apart from the fact that it hits the back of the net, is the fact that it followed their goal quite quickly. I sensed heads were starting to drop. You go in at half time and you just have to hope that the second half we come out and we do something a little bit different, a little bit better. I mean, we did very little, but we did. The goal was a good goal. There was nothing fortuitous about it. It was 4 passes, cut them apart, and Lukaku's passing it into the back of the net. So, yeah, it's interesting. We will be taking your Skype calls at full time. So anybody who wants to call in full time, take your notes, whatever. We will be taking your calls for an hour after the game. So don't worry about that. That's what the United Stand's all about. It's your channel. You will get your opportunity to have your say. If you are new, click the subscribe button in the bottom right hand corner. Get subscribed. We've got the full-time call-in. We've got Sunday Night Live at 8 o'clock. We've got fan cams from the ground. Which way is it going to go, Jared? Is it going to go United's way, Chelsea's way, or a draw? What's your heart telling you?
Draw.
I built it up. Draw. You know what? I don't know. What do people think at home? What do you think? Do you think a draw is good enough for United? I think a draw is almost it's the old dross again, isn't it? It's like a loss. It's not. You look at this is a direct rival for top 4. If you can't beat them at home, You don't deserve top 4. If we beat them, we're 6 points clear of Chelsea into March. It's a big gap. If we don't beat them, we're a point ahead of, I think we're a point ahead or 2 points ahead of Spurs. We're into third on goal difference with Liverpool. We're still only 3 points behind Chelsea. And that's 5th. Chelsea will be 5th, I think, joint 5th. We've got to win. These are the games you've got to win if you want top 4. They're 6 pointers. We've got to win it.
Well, we also do not have an easy schedule after this. Whereas, like, Tottenham does not have a difficult schedule. So, it's... Look, I really think if we lose this game, we're not going to make Champions League. Because I think it's gonna cause problems down the road, too. And I think we have Liverpool upcoming. And if they think Chelsea's tough, we would get battered 7-1 if we played like this against Liverpool right now. So it's like... Again, Mourinho has an idea behind everything, but I'm struggling to find out what this is, honestly.
I mean, just to flip it the other way, I read a comment there, but it whizzed by, so I couldn't see it. But it's... Look, if I was Chelsea and I'm watching that game, or I'm Conte, I would be thinking, just keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing, because we will get more chances on the break with the pace that we've got. So I don't think Chelsea need to change anything. I think the goal was a good goal for United, but they will still be thinking we can score more goals. So United and Mourinho have got to think, or how do we stop Chelsea doing that? And I think we don't have the players to man mark. That's been proved in the first half. So that man marking thing needs to go in the bin. I think this is why I've backed Mourinho for so long. People say you're deluded. I think this is the perfect 45 minutes. Your defensive man marking hasn't worked. The only way to get this game won is to make a substitution that's attacking, i.e. take one of the midfielders out, bring on Lingard, whatever, bring on Mata, and go more offensive. Now, will he do it or won't he do it?
I don't think he'll go very offensive, honestly. You know, the whole week everyone said it's like a Mourinho performance would be a draw or nick a goal at the end. We could nick a goal at the end, but I think it's playing with fire. I think what we want to see is not what we're going to see. That's the difference.
I think what Mourinho would like to be doing against this Chelsea team is not having to attack. I think he'd love to sit back with 2 banks of 4, because Chelsea and Willian and Hazard can't hurt you. Then they have hurt. The goal was on the break. That is where they're gonna. That's where they've hurt us, and they've hurt us a few times. But we're Manchester United at home, so we've got to try and go on the front foot. But I think Mourinho would love to get in front in this game, and then you'd see us drop, and we would probably shut them out quite comfortably, because with 2 banks of 4, it's very difficult, isn't it? But park the bus and take a point, says Mark. No, we've got to try and get a result. We've got to try and win it.
I agree. But at the same point, look, a draw is better than a loss, even if it's only a little bit better than a loss. It still keeps us 3 points ahead of them. I mean, position-wise, a draw gives us another day to fight, whereas a loss does not. So
I think if we draw, we're in a battle for 4th. Forget
100%.
being second. Yeah, forget being second anymore. I think a draw puts us in the battle to 4th, and but a win, we could still be fighting for second place.
I think a win, it would show a lot of character in this team, and I think that's what the fans want to see. You want to see these performances at home, that you're proud of this team, and they don't want to see them dragging their feet. I do think the only person that I don't want to see taken out is probably the likely person to be taken out. And I could see him switching out Martial in the very, very near future.
Well, I was just about to say, the positives from that half for me were, I thought Lindelof played well, and people might have missed that because everyone thinks defensively we're poor. But I thought Lindelof had a good half. He was passing the ball out. He stopped a really good counter-attack. I thought Lindelof has had a good half. I think Martial's had a good game after a difficult first 20 minutes. I thought he had a really good game. He should have 2 assists. He set up Lukaku and he set up Sanchez. I think Pogba's grown into the game. But apart from that, Matic grew into the game, I must admit. But the thing about, I don't even know if Scott McTominay had a bad game. I don't know. What I do know is that him and Matic are too slow against Willian and Hazard, and that's not their fault. That's tactical. But very few people come out of that half with a good half. But I wasn't. I do want to give Lindelof a shout out. I thought he played really well in that half, and I think people might not have noticed that because he wants to play out from the back, which is really important. But also, he was cutting out a lot of interceptions. So there's something to. They've just got to treat the second half different, and unfortunately there isn't any substitution, so he's still obviously going to stick with the same tactic.
All right. Well, same team, maybe not same tactic. You never know. But again, I think it was a huge positive Lukaku scored there. Puts a lot of these dumb storylines to bed about him. Now score another one.
Yeah, definitely. I said that last night that I'd love it, absolutely love it if he did get a goal in this game and start shutting up some of these people.
Well, I mean, it's just, the press, it's gotten out of control. You don't even want to listen to it anymore. And now the game's back on.
Yep, second half's kicked off, timer's going, so...
I mean, the crowd's definitely been quiet, but as you've said, it's the team's job to get the crowd into it. Not just going to be loud for no reason. I want to just see him starting quick. And then I saw a comment where, maybe De Gea could have done better on the goal. I don't care. De Gea can do whatever he wants at this point in time. Without him, we would be in 14th place. So it's like...
I was a bit surprised about that, to be honest. That
Me too.
I thought Willian was going to have to square that to Morata, and when he shot and it ended up, I was like, "What? He's beat." It's a well hit shot, but I don't think De Gea should get beat from there. But as you say, you can't be critical of a player. If we're going to start getting critical about De Gea, and it wasn't a blatant mistake, maybe he should have done better, maybe, but it wasn't obvious he should have done better. But yeah, I'm with you on that, Jared. You can't start critting. You can't start having a go at him for that. I mean, God, some of the saves he's made this season alone.
No, yeah, and you watch Twitter go after him now after that, and it's a joke. It's a joke. We're lucky to have him in every way, and I pray to God they sign him forever. Keep him here his whole career, and then something to build off of. But they're going to have to redo this whole midfield going forward, and I think that's a good thing. I think these games show where we need work and where we're okay. But Lindelof, the fact that his name wasn't brought up one time in the first half is an unbelievable success for him. Because this is a tough game for him as well to be tossed in.
Well, let's see what happens in this second half. I mean, if I think whatever happens, hopefully we can win it. But I think whatever happens, unless there's a massive change, and it doesn't seem to be in the second half, it's that old, unstable relationship, isn't it, between Mourinho and United fans, that the football's just not inspiring, and that is, it's something I just keep hoping he's going to change, because I just don't. I think it's obvious you've got to change. Liverpool play good football, they're doing well. Man City play good football, they're doing very well. Spurs play good football, they're doing well. Even Chelsea, they're playing good football, they're doing well. United play slow football and we're starting to drop. And also, I don't want to be the exception to the rule where you can play crap football and still finish second. We're Manchester United, we want to play good football.
And second is not really that much of an accomplishment.
No.
I mean, it's progress, but not an accomplishment.
Morata's down injured, but we've got Martial in down the left, which is... I've loved seeing Martial back on that side as well. It's good to see.
I can't stand Morata. He's a big baby. Fakes every injury. Just get hurt then. And then it'll be a real injury. Come on. They're moving the ball well. I like to see that.
See, Willian here, it's too easy and too quick.
William Griggs.
Oh dear, Morata. He isn't the best, is he?
No, he is not. No, he is not.
I think if Chelsea had a decent striker with Willian and Hazard, they'd be a very, very good team. But I don't actually rate Morata that much. I think he's... Well, we saw it in the first few minutes. He should have buried that. And then on the break, it's good. Willian's just... He almost walks away from Matic there and Sanchez. It's just that ability from the midfield, and that's why it's unfair to be critical of both McTominay and Matic, really, because these are players who are 6'4" and not quick against people who are 5'6", 5'7", low centre of gravity, blistering pace. It's just a mismatch. It's physics. It's simple physics. They are going to blitz them if they've got space, and they have them.
these players, I mean, the way Willian and Hazard play are built on speed, and it's like you can't expect certain things out of, McTominay and Matic. To your point, they're not gonna keep up with them. So it's got to be something we're not being told.
It's something we've spoken about in the United stand quite a lot, isn't it? Mourinho's obsession with height in the midfield, and today has just been a prime example of why it's not a good thing. And when do we use that height anyway? When do we use it? When is that height an advantage for United? When the ball in this game especially has been used 90% on the floor.
I mean, again, he does not have the quality in the players that are tall to do what he wants, I feel. So I hope this summer he gets the people he wants. I hope this summer he's still here. But if he gets a Milinkovic-Savic, I think that adds a whole new depth to the team. And then maybe we'll see Mourinho ball in a different way. But for now, again, just like last year, he's shutting up shop and he's trying to do a job.
See, this is the problem now because it's Hazard against McTominay. He's going to have to do something. Oh, good Smalling read that there because that would have been the problem. I'm trying to think who we've got on the bench. I mean, would it even be worth chucking Eric Bailly into the midfield? I don't know. I mean,
yes.
It's like there's got to be some option in the midfield.
I mean, Bailly could do anything, right? As long as he's
healthy.
Well, you
could put Eric Bailly right back and put Valencia in the midfield. That's what I would do.
$51 minutes.
Martial, good play. Oh.
I'd love to see him score. Yeah, William is awesome. It's fast.
I wish we'd got hold of him in the summer.
You have to wonder if we tried to.
Well, we're getting a little bit of ball in the final third at the moment, so it's not all doom and gloom. Sanchez?
No. Until someone scores, that's, we're fine. Hopefully it's us. But at this point, would you leave with a draw is really the question.
No. Fortune favours the brave, and I don't think a draw is good enough for Manchester United in this game.
I agree.
I can see why people on the balance of play are worried and would take. Is there anyone in the live comments? Would you take a draw right now? Because I suppose I could see where you're coming from. Yeah, we don't deserve a draw at the moment, so let's just take a draw. But I just think you got 35 minutes at home at Old Trafford and you're 1-1 in a game. Since when do we at Manchester United ever say, yeah, let's take a point? We've got to be better. We've got to be better. And, it's 11v11. We've got some really good players on that pitch. I don't see why a little bit of tenacity and fight and maybe the odd tactical change can't get us back into this game.
Yeah.
Akil agrees, no draw, only win. Matic looks good today, says Michael Van Gerwen. And Sanchez should be subbed now. He's been rubbish, says James. I'm glad that some people are giving Sanchez a bit of stick. I'm not, by the way, but I get tired of people constantly giving Martial stick, and I think Sanchez has had a worse game. So, it's good that people see that it's, I think Martial has lost the ball a lot. But
I mean, when you set up to play like this, you have to convert chances. So the 2 or 3 chances you get in the game, you can't miss them. And he missed a sitter. But he also set up Lukaku's goal, so he made up for it.
I agree. I think Matic has had a better game.
Yeah.
But having said that, it's still that lack of pace in the midfield that causes a problem every time Chelsea get it.
Yeah,
we're on the attack here with Valencia. Could do one of them Valencia rockets, couldn't we?
Oh, yeah. We could do with any of these guys taking a rocket. Not that.
Come on, Sanchez. That's the ball. See, if you had a left foot, Ashley Young. So that's where if Luke Shaw's playing at left back, it comes out, he whips it in off the left foot. But Ashley Young's all right foot.
Corner time.
Pogba's doing well as TXM.
I can't really figure out Shaw versus Young in Jose's head. I mean, I can't figure out Jose's head, so to be honest, who knows what he thinks of Shaw, really.
I've got to be careful from corners because that's what they did us last time. And again, they're looking to break. Well back by Sanchez.
Such a terrible corner, too. He definitely tracks back.
Yeah, that's good to see.
In this game, he's been the last person behind the line covering. His work rate is unbelievable.
And one thing about McTominay there is when he gets it, he wants to pass forward, and that's good to see. Pogba getting mentioned more and more in the live comments. Stephen King, Pogba's in the mood today. Sidi Shaha says, great work from Sanchez.
Yeah, I'm happy with how
the first man from corner, says Mark C. Yeah, it's ridiculous. The height we've got and our lack of ability on crossing is amazing.
Yeah, especially, I mean, we have 2 trees in our lineup. Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing Rashford.
It'll be Martial who comes off. You can guarantee he won't take Sanchez off. It's his signing, isn't it? He doesn't like to take his signings off unless it's Pogba.
No. Right. I think he sees big things for Pogba. I got to be honest. He treats every superstar he's ever played with like real superstars like this in the beginning. There's a comment I read and it said Mourinho does not treat a single person like this that he doesn't believe could be a world-class player. The Fellaini's, oh God. The Fellaini's of the world, he doesn't expect much from them, so he talks a big game for them. But the other ones, the people he sees underperforming, he has no patience for. And I actually think that holds weight.
Right, I'm just going to take this opportunity I'll leave you for a minute and use the facilities.
Right. Everyone gets to see Chair. Chair has a voice. Young is not useless. Young's just not Shaw. And we all want to see Shaw. Almost an error by De Gea, but nice tracking back by Valencia. What do you guys think is going to come out of this? Draw, win, loss? I agree, Kyle. Morata does spend most of the time crawling on the ground. Although that's Spanish football, to be honest, so it's tough to... That's where he comes from. You play for the cards. I don't know, Bailly's fitness level's been interesting. So, who knows what's going on there. I assume we'll see him towards the end of the game. Come on. Well, I don't know. Are we playing well? Aiden Lee, yeah. We're playing better in this half. And until one of the teams scores, we're playing excellent. But again, right now I got to take a positive that Lukaku scored. I mean, he scored a great goal, and he had to control that ball in tight situations. So if we went into this second half 1-0, we would have all already been melting down. So at least that's a positive. But both these teams look like they're too nervous to do anything. They're both up for it. What do you think, Peter? Very interesting.
Not a lot changed from that first half, really.
No. Like I said, I think most these teams are a little more nervous than they were. Especially Chelsea. I think they're holding back a little bit, not to let something go. But you can't let him shoot. Yeah. I've already eaten off all my fingernails, so I think many of the other people have as well in the live comments.
I mean, the one thing I would admit is a lot of people said, well, you were very confident we were going to win this game. And it always makes me laugh, like my confidence when it doesn't come off, like it's my fault. You know, I don't deliver the team talk. I don't deliver the tactics. Lingard looks like he's coming on. What I will concede is that I never envisaged that we were going to play second fiddle to Chelsea tactically and accept that they're a better team than us and try and nullify them at Old Trafford. I know we did it last year. I was at the game and understood why. Chelsea were going for the title and we were still a team in transition, building. This year, we've been above them. We've been arguably the better team this season. Yet they come to our place and we play submissive football again. So I have to concede that, regardless of what the result is today, this has not been the win. If it turns into a win, I predicted. I was thinking 2-0, we'll get at them, we'll play our game, and I haven't seen that. But here we go. We might see something. Martial, 4 players on him. We haven't seen that. It's been a very submissive performance tactically, and I don't understand or get why we've approached the game like that, but we have.
But I think it's a lack of faith in players that control the way the style of play is going, and I think that's what's hurting us. I think our midfield is so slow. Mourinho sees that and doesn't want to. I think he'd rather shut up shop early than go for it and have a 4-0 happen to him at Old Trafford.
But that in itself is concerning. 18 months into your career, that you are shutting up shop because you don't want to get beat 4-0 by somebody. Why is your team not good enough to, who's missing? Herrera. Well, you've not played him all season.
Yeah.
The injuries are, people are talking about injuries. Well, what injuries? We haven't got any injuries of significant players. Herrera, but he's not played Herrera all season. Fellaini, come on. Yeah. It's like we aren't actually missing anybody that makes a hell of a difference.
It's interesting how people spin it. I think it's much simpler than that. It's just, this is how Mourinho plays sometimes. Unless he is 100% confident in his team, this is how he plays. And I think it's unfortunate that, it's tough to expect anything less anymore. And you wanted to think that we were going to come into this game and just blow them out. But fine. We said also before the game started, all we care about is a win. Just get a win for us anyway. We're happy.
Yeah.
So I'll stand by that.
I was just going to get some stats up for everybody on the FOT Mob app, but my mobile's ran out of battery, so I can't get it up on the screen at the moment. But for anybody who wants to, the link's in the video description for FOT Mob, and you can it's free to download on Apple and Android, and it will have all the stats for the game, all the shots and everything like that, which I can't get at the moment. So if anybody wants to just put them in the live comments, that would be great, and I'll start getting my phone charged up. Amateurish, but there we go. Remember, if you're new to the United Stand, subscribe. Lingard's coming on, Martial's going off.
All right.
What a surprise.
Well, I got to say, just to Lingard's credit, I recently saw his girlfriend, and oh my God, she is unbelievable. I recommend everyone go on Instagram after checking out the United Stand on Instagram and go check her out. 20 out of 10. Lingard's most impressive thing was a couple goals and her. Yeah, but it's not like Martial played so well that he should stay on. I mean, he was fine. He was fine. The question's going to come to us, is it going to be Jose or Martial? And I think the problem is that we all have the same answer, and I don't think our answer is going to matter much.
Oh yeah, I mean, Martial, the reality is he should have had 2 assists. Why has he not got 2 assists? Because Sanchez took a touch. Who's been worse, Sanchez or Martial? Sanchez.
Yeah.
But Sanchez gets to stay on because he's Martial. Mourinho doesn't like Martial. As you said, I'm not going to say Martial was amazing in that game. He did lose the ball a lot as well, but he did far better than Sanchez did. But to be honest with you, I mean, I just tweeted it there. The reality is that substitution's wrong anyway. It should be McTominay for Lingard, and it should be Matic and Pogba running the midfield with Lingard in there to help them with a bit of pace. But actually, we've just took an attacker off for an attacker, and we're still defensive. So, yeah.
You know what? I get keeping Sanchez on. It's unfortunate, but he has to gel with the team, and he's going to be a guy who's here for a very long time. So, fine, but then do something with it. Reward the faith that he's giving you and score.
I mean, a lot of people are sticking up for Sanchez, saying he's working hard defensively. Yeah, United at Old Trafford, we should really be singing the praises of somebody who works hard defensively. This is the whole bloody point. We're meant to be an attacking team. Well, we've got a fortuitous corner here. I know, to be honest with you, I think obviously this sort of a performance is going to start to irritate people. It's very important that we just stick together. We are United fans and not start arguing or anything like that, because I think at the end of the day, if we can suck the ball into the Stretford end goal and win this 2-1, we'll all be ecstatic. And Lingard's on the corner and we don't break the burst. Man, bloody hell, again!
Well, you got to give credit. They've been doing it every time. It's almost like they're trying to kick corners like this. Like Rooney's taking the corners. Oh, sure. Next time, just stab Ashley Young and that'll be fine. I don't think anyone's saying anything negative about Martial. We're just saying, if it's a reasonable statement he was taken off for this game. I think we could have seen people who should have gone off first, but it's not like he was a 10 out of 10 performance.
I mean, the reality is he's took him off so he can put Sanchez on the left wing again. That's why.
Yeah. Easy way to turn the fan base against you, if you're Mourinho, is to do that.
But we are getting into this game a little bit more.
Oh, come on.
I certainly don't think Chelsea have been as dominant in this second half, and Hazard, the McTominay-Hazard thing has worked better, to be fair.
I mean, you know what? It's unfortunate because when a midfielder or a defensive player plays and does their job, you don't talk about it.
Oh, nearly a cracking goal. Good play. Sanchez cross, Lukaku gets the volley, and I don't know whether it was going in anyway, but Courtois, it would have been a cracking goal. Good volley.
You're about 6 seconds ahead of me.
It was going to go in, I think.
Oh, that was awesome.
He shinned it a bit.
That would have been unbelievable.
Come on. Look, Ashley Young's had a few pelters in this game. It's
We're playing all right. It's been a decent second half.
Remember, full-time Skype show will open up on the United Stand. You can all call in and have your say on it. I'm sure there's going to be differing opinions, especially in relation to what the score may well be. But I think it's probably hitting that point where, with 20 minutes to go, Conte and Chelsea might start thinking, you know what, point's not a bad result for us. And that could play into our hands a little bit, because I'm quite glad that they haven't took the same sort of approach they did in the first half, where they were very much going at us.
I mean, I think Chelsea's going to be okay with the draw if it comes to that.
Let's hope they don't bring Giroud on, because he's actually good in the air. De Gea's looks a little bit shaky today.
Yes. Yes, he has. But best player on the team, he can do what he wants. I can't ever fault him. Yeah.
Jay Baz says that Matic has stepped his game up. I think Matic has had a good game today. Last first 20 minutes, not so much so, but I think he's obviously gave himself a little bit of a kick up the arse, and former club and all that. He's done better. He's still too slow. I don't like Matic though. He's too slow. Way too slow for me.
Matic will be good for the rest of the year, right? And then hopefully he gets replaced. Becomes more of a bit part player than the player. Nice job, Young. Passes are looking much better now.
Son is in De Gea's face. Peter Doyle, you're right. I think that's why they blasted it in, that free kick. Pogba's been good, Adam. Yeah, I agree. A lot of people saying Pogba's been good.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, he's been stellar.
I do think Chelsea is starting to make a lot of mistakes in their build-up play now. And United should be thinking about pushing that a little bit further forward, because we sort of fell into that lull of, a draw's not a bad result. A draw's a good result for Chelsea. Let's not forget, it's a good result for Chelsea.
Yeah. No. A win sets us on a good course for the rest of the season. That's what we need. We got 20 minutes. We'll get there.
If we drew with Chelsea, we'd have to beat Liverpool. And who would you fancy? You've got a better chance of beating Chelsea or Liverpool. I mean,
I'd say Chelsea, right?
Yeah. Well, having said that, Willian and Hazard are very good at the moment.
Yeah.
I think that we've got to sort something out for that Liverpool game, though, because you can't just play these sort of tall, slow players.
No. And I don't think it's not easy to shut up shop against that team either. They're so quick on the counter that they'll catch us at least once. Well, that's a good example of what happens when you don't change the lineup very much. When you play the same people, they gain chemistry. They start to have these good moments, and I think Liverpool's done that the right way. Salah, Mane, Firmino look good together.
Well, we change our 11 every week, don't we?
Right. Which I think is one of Mourinho's biggest problems. But again, I think it's a very positive showing if we can come out of here with a win in any way, however he did it.
Chelsea player's just gone down here with a collision with Pogba.
Yeah, Christensen.
Substitution for Chelsea. I think Hazard's coming off of Pedro.
All right.
Guarantee you Mourinho will say McTominay did a fantastic job on Hazard and had him in his pocket, which I've got to say is wrong. That's not been the case in this game at all. But he will go with that positive spin because that's the sort of nonsense he feeds out. I mean, the Banega one midweek was hilarious. Apparently Banega was kept quiet by McTominay, yet he was a 9 out of 10 player.
Yeah. You know what? Whatever, I'm fine. Any discussions Jose's going to have with McTominay shouldn't be public anyway. So if he wants to back him, I'm fine with it. If it results in benching a guy like Martial on occasion, that's a problem. But when he, I'm starting to understand the way he is with the press, and it's so annoying, but I get it. It's a sicko, though. Oh, there we go. Nice draw.
Be interesting to see if we stick with the man marking with no Hazard on. Whether are you going to man mark Pedro, or are you going to go and then man mark Willian, or are you just going to stop that and go a little bit more offensive? Let's see if we can beat the first man with this corner first of all, though, or is it free kick?
Free kick, right?
Yeah. So, can we get it past the Chelsea player on the front post?
Oh.
Yes. They've still got rid of it.
All right, that was better. Williams making more mistakes now too. He's getting tired.
Ramel says it's good for United. Stupid of Conte to take off Hazard.
Yes, agree. And he was not happy about it either. But no one's really happy to go off. Come on, Lukaku.
Yes! Lingard, 2-1, Manchester United. Lukaku with the cross. Lingard in. And, well, you know, he's done it again. Missy Lingard.
I hope Jenna takes good care of him later. There we go. Boom!
And it's Lukaku with the... well, they give Lukaku too much space because they don't think he's decent on the cross. I don't know who it is who's standing him up, but it's a good cross in from Lukaku. And it's poor defending by Chelsea, but we'll have it. We'll have it. If we can get a win out of this game, anything will do. And I don't know how we've managed to do that. Cross comes in from Lukaku. The Chelsea defender caught on his toes. And Lingard, simple header from 6 yards out. It's the sort of chance you'd dream of. All he's got to do is direct it. He does. Keeper's wrong-footed. 2-1 to United. Lovely stuff. We take the lead.
Yeah, and I got to say, there was a bunch of people in the comments who said, bring on Lingard, he'll score. So for anyone who did that, you get the credit here. Nice work, everyone. We'll take it.
Changes the scoreline.
Oh, Messi Lingard again.
Well, the person who said he was stupid taking Hazard off, I bet he wish he hasn't done that now because it's game on and Chelsea... Well, we said at half-time, didn't we? I wonder if he'll make a substitution, Mourinho, now, because against this Chelsea side, I think it's the sort of thing Mourinho has fantasies about, being a goal ahead against a team like this. He can just sit back. Or can he? Willian, good save by De Gea that time. Let me change this score.
De Gea.
Yeah, Mourinho will relish this now, being able to just sit back, soak up the pressure. I'm sure we'll see Giroud. John Sherrell's just said, I hope Giroud doesn't score. I think we will see Giroud.
Whatever. I'm not going to start worrying about him. I hope we counter them twice and we get... Let's end this game 4-1.
Uday, thanks for the contribution. He said Lukaku's the best striker we have. Well, finally the crowd's up for it, which is good. And that's because they're responding to the team. Oh, Lindelof did make a mistake there, but Smalling covered him. This sun in the eyes is a bit of a problem for United. Here comes Giroud for, I presume, Morata? No, Moses. So they're going to go 2 up. Well, yeah, Chelsea can't afford to lose it, can they? Chelsea can't afford to lose it.
No, well, 1.5 up to be fair, because Morata doesn't count as a full striker.
It's a corner to Chelsea. Hopefully theirs are as bad as ours. They are. Doesn't beat the first man. Good.
Yeah, Greg, that's a fair statement. Even when Mourinho upsets me, I still support him all the way. Well, that is an admirable trait. We have to support him.
I did say United were going to win. Everyone, oh, no, you're not going to win.
Wait, 12 minutes before you start.
Well, yeah, obviously. But I don't think many people would have given us any chance of being in this position
no.
For most of this game. Just shows you the advantage of the home crowd. What we've got to do is
we need one
stop
more.
them putting decent crosses into the box.
We need one more goal. Then shut up shop.
Well, Bay's coming on, part of the bus.
Okay. I love his little notepad, Mourinho, that he gives him. Just running around with notes.
Which, I mean, to be fair, Chelsea have not been very good in the second half. They were good in the first half. They've had a lot of ball, but it's been the second half's just been very scrappy, and that's played, we've not been brilliant in the second half either, but it just takes one decent ball into the box, which Lukaku put in, and, Lingard can't miss that. Thank God. He doesn't miss it, and we go 2-1 in front, but it's been a very sloppy second half, I think, by both sides, and I think that home advantage, often as it does, it just gives you that little bit more phase of play in the final third, and
you know what? The crowd was up for it for the second half. Players are up for it. Good.
10 minutes to go. Bay's coming on. I would guarantee it's probably for a striker. God, it is as well. Alexis Sanchez. We are parking the bus for 10 minutes. Well, this has got to work, Jared and everybody at home. This has got to work because with 10 minutes left at Old Trafford to totally park the bus like that, it's got to work. And all I'll say is I remember Arsenal, not this season, the season before, November, battered them, sat back for 10 minutes, Oxlade-Chamberlain down the right, cross, Giroud, header. So Fabregas on for Chelsea as well.
Fabregas on. He scares me. Much more than Drinkwater does. Bum. It is unbelievably shocking how Morata spends more time on the ground than he does running around. I can't get that.
I think it's been proven already that Lukaku is a better signing than Morata, and I didn't think that would be the case. But Morata,
no,
he's not been a very good signing for Chelsea. Now, whether he would have been for Mourinho or not, I don't know. But he's certainly not been a very good signing for Chelsea.
Yeah, Jose's little notes. You gotta wonder what does he write on these notes to people. I got you a sandwich after the game, Nemanja. Pogba seems to be playing a little up now. Oh.
So kicking up a little bit.
Now pushing him. Don't do anything stupid. Look at McTominay getting in his face. I love it.
Well, there might be a booking here at least for a Chelsea player.
It should be.
I don't know what it's all about. Conte and McTominay. And then Rudiger came in and sort of flattened Lukaku. Lingard.
Oh. I don't know what he's complaining about.
Yeah, it's a bit nothing really, isn't it?
And look at it. Out of here. Back to Germany.
Well, we just want those minutes to float down now.
Yep. Man, Lingard, what a game by him.
And if I'm just trying to pass the minutes here, if we get through this game, there is some satisfaction not only in winning the game, which is fantastic, but it's the saltiness that will be out there if we win the game. Because I guarantee, it's not been vintage United, not by any means, but Liverpool fans, Spurs fans, they'll be gutted. They'll be like, what? They're rubbish. They play rubbish football, but we'll still be above them. And that's the thing you need to flip as a positive if you've got problems. I
gotta wonder, will they be pissed? I mean, in the end, it's like we're all fighting for top four. A win by us is not the worst thing for Spurs or Liverpool, because once Chelsea's out, we all get top four.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, good point.
So, I guess it's just everyone hates us. So, fine. I get that reason that people want us to lose. But I guess mathematically it makes no sense. It's the first time they should all be rooting for us. But they will not be. Especially Liverpool fans. The subhumans that they are.
Yellow card here for... I can't see who it is.
Good card. I mean, if Mourinho manages to get out of here, unbelievable job. I can't say he predicted this, but...
I think it's turned into one of those results that are very much about getting 3 points. It's not a vintage United performance, and I don't think anybody is ever going to say that it is. But it's a massive 3 points for us, and that's sometimes what it is. It's definitely not been what I've been predicting all week. Oh, symbolic. This is the result. That's the result and performance that's going to change things for us.
No, but you know what? Just like the first half, they deserve to be up, and then, you know what? No,
it's offside.
Offside.
It wasn't put in the back of the net, but it was an offside for Chelsea.
Mm-hmm. They deserve to be up, and then thankfully we nicked a goal. We just don't want the opposite to happen here. Also, that was not offside, so unbelievable luck there. But we all knew once Morata touched the ball, it wouldn't go in, so it's fine.
Well, there'll be a lot of salty Chelsea fans out there as well. They've been giving it a lot. I mean, we've still got a few minutes left. I'm not going to run away with it, but I'm just passing time in my mind. I don't like these. I'll admit to everybody at home, I don't like this because we're not on the attack. We literally are parking the bus, and that means there's going to be a lot of ball down that end. So I tend to talk a lot of nonsense at the best of times, but I certainly will do for the next 5 minutes or so.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I've bitten off all my fingernails, so at this point, I just hope it was worth it.
What we've got to prevent is crosses into the box, because that's where Giroud is very, very good and has been very good for a long time.
Yeah. Plus, with the sun, there's a whole nother level there. Like, any ball could go in theory. Oh, excellent. You know what I was thinking, too? Chelsea's record against us, as good as it is, it's basically Mourinho against United. So that should be factored in as well. You know, I mean, when they
definitely, yeah. I'd agree with that.
Match reaction after this, Mark?
Yeah, we've got the call in for people to call in as well. So that's 5 minutes away. Hopefully, there won't be too long added on. So call in on Skype and have your say. I want lots of people to call in because I think you all would have been ready if we'd lost, and if we win, as I said last night. I said we were going to win this game. We've not won it yet, but I don't think we're going to lose it. And
yeah, but at this point, a draw's a loss, right?
Yeah, it would be. But what do people feel about Jose Mourinho now? If we do win the game, how are you feeling about it? I mean, how are you feeling about Manchester United? A lot of people last night said, even if we win it, it's just paper in the cracks. And potentially I can see why people would still feel that way, because the football hasn't been great. It's not been a great performance by any means. I think Chelsea went backwards in the second half. If they'd come out like they did in the first half, I'd have been a bit worried. And I think that's how we've been able to get that second goal, because Chelsea have been poor second half. Or did Mourinho sort it out tactically better?
Look, I mean, I honestly don't know. I'm just so happy with the result right now. But I am curious, like, if it finishes like this, are people happy with the result or annoyed with how we played in the beginning? Because you obviously have to be happy with a win, but something to consider is, like, do you rate the style of play more than the result? But I couldn't be happier right now. Oh.
Well, the ball's in Chelsea's end at the moment, so that's all good. I mean, Chelsea haven't created a lot in this second half, and
only takes one.
Time is running out for them.
Oh, that was not a foul. It was not a foul. I mean, not to speak too soon, but the ref has not had the worst game.
No, well, we haven't really noticed the referee, which with Martin Atkinson is always a nice thing.
Right, we don't need a Mike Dean situation here. Last minute of the game, why don't I call a penalty just to be involved? Come on, Pogba.
What we got? Well, we're nearly there. So how long's he going to long? I mean, yeah, come on. We're nearly there. We're nearly there.
Well, because it's us, I assume there will be 6.5 minutes of extra time. Some good live comments have been great today too.
Oh, they always are. It's been an interesting one. I really do want to see what people are going to call in and say, because we want 3 points. Look, I've always said this: whether you're Mourinho in or out, the reality is he ain't going any. I don't care how bad the results are. I don't think he would be sacked in the summer. So, do you want another season of not being in the Champions League? That's why it's about Manchester United today. It's not about your stance on Mourinho or the style of play. And I agree, I don't think the football's been great, but it's not about that. It's about winning this game. And
I love it. Conte's freaking out on the sideline. He's going to lose his wig. Oh, only 4 minutes. You know what?
David M would give Matic man of the match. Well, Jared, I mean, obviously we'll quick change over to the Skype show. The link is in the video description for that when we're finished here, and we want to take your calls on it. But Jared, people or man of the match for you today? It's not obvious, but Lukaku, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was between him and Pogba for me. I think Lingard probably the most impactful moment of the game, and the fact that Mourinho chose him to bring in, again, can't be understated. Whether you're Jose
6 points ahead of Chelsea, if we do it. And to be honest, we should do it now, because we've shut them out for well over 15 minutes. We should be, this is bread and butter for Mourinho. As I said at half time, he would have been dreaming about just getting in front in this game, because sitting back against Chelsea, hard for them to do anything.
Yeah.
But here they come. Kante now. They need to get width to put ball into the box. And this is where Smalling comes into his own as well, and Bailly. Matthew McFadden's made a contribution. Lukaku is my man of the match. Changed the game with the goal and setting up the second. Great to see him having such an impact against a very strong team. Get rid. Not quite.
No.
Dinky cross. Valencia.
Yeah.
I'm bugging out. Nice play, Lingard. Even nicer by Lukaku. What a play. Go out.
What do we got? A minute.
I give him so much shtick, Lukaku, but he shut me up real quick today. And good for him. I mean, what an unbelievable performance out of him today.
See, Mourinho now, I think he knows it's pretty much won. He's turning to the crowd. He's getting them up. I think he made a mistake not doing that from the start, though. I think he needed to be a little bit braver and actually have us up from minute one instead of shaking hands in the tunnel and everything. But it's all about this win. It's all about this win.
Yep. Just need to get out of here.
50 seconds, people. Thanks for coming on, Jared. It will be a quick turnover, everybody. We want to take your calls on the Skype show. The link is in the video description. We'll literally be live within 30 seconds at the end of this game. But it's not over yet, but it's looking that way. But thanks for coming on, Jared.
Thank you for having me. It was fun. Hopefully we close this out. And have a great day, Mark.
Well, it's not over yet. We've given them an opportunity to put the ball into the box. Remember, subscribe to the United Stand if you're new, bottom right-hand corner. But don't miss the Skype show straight after here. We'll be taking your calls on this game. Interested to see what people have got to say. We should be hosed and home and dry now. I've got a few candidates for man of the match, actually, but that'll do. That'll be that.
Well, no, there might have been some added injury.
Be all eyes on Conte and Mourinho when this is ended, and the fact that they've been smiling and talking to each other during the game, I don't think there's going to be anything.
It's all fake anyway.
Towards, yeah. They should be blowing up now.
Here we go.
Lukaku and Lindelof for Jay White.
Yeah, unbelievable game by Lindelof. Him and McTominay deserve a nice bit of credit. He came back strong. He didn't break down after he let up that goal. That was nice by McTominay. All right, Mark, I'll let you go. Thank you again.
No worries, pal. I'll speak to you soon.
See you, bud. Thanks.
Ta-da. My game's still going on. People are going, yeah, let's game on and everything like that. My match is still going on, and I'm in England watching it on Sky. So how? It's not over yet, as far as I'm concerned. We've just conceded a corner as well. They're sending up Courtois. We've had 95.5 minutes. 95.5 minutes. And he blows now, and Manchester United have won, and Chelsea and Conte, they do shake hands. Nothing out of ordinary there. Big win for Manchester United. I'm going to be live on the Skype show, giving you my thoughts on the game, taking your thoughts on the game. Link in the video description. Big win for Manchester United. I'll give you my thoughts in the next few seconds. Link in the video description. I'll see you there very soon.